Well, hello, and welcome. It's Mark, and it's Trucking Answers. It's 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome, everybody. It's Roller Wiener Monday. As we know, every week we get out those wieners, maybe put some mustard on them, and just shove them in our mouth. So, hello, welcome. First, right away, I want to welcome Joan Ark, okay, who I saw here. Welcome to being a driver. That's our newest driver, born today, and out on the road soon. So a new driver. I would play the lullaby like they do at the hospital for a new person, but I don't have it. It's probably copyrighted. You know what I'm talking about? So don't forget, CVSA Road Check comes up. Hey, this weekend, change your clocks. I didn't put that on there. Companies don't want drivers. They want coachable drivers. There's an article about that. Isn't that interesting? It doesn't matter how much experience you have. That's why they have this job behaviors quiz, which I'll have a video out about this week. Remember we talked about 6-4 and 5-5 sleeper, split sleeper. They're going to study it. Maybe not. They go, you know what? We're going to reevaluate that, and we don't know if we're going to do that now. So great. And would you like to get your shot at the truck stop? The clean, sanitary truck stop? Wouldn't that be great? Boy, they're talking about that. They're talking about that. Maybe you can get that shot at the clean truck stop. That'll be just wonderful. All right, I got some stocks too, as always. Holy mackerel. What's going on out there? Michael Muller was first the other day and today, followed closely by Misty. Very good about that. Let's see what is happening today. Super nice out here at the World Headquarters here in Lafayette, Indiana. George Wilson is here today. You Safe Transportation Professionals Day, which I saw earlier. I can't find that anywhere. So I looked it up. I don't know if it is or not. So I don't know what to say about that. It probably isn't. I just couldn't find it. George Wilson. So it's sunny in Montgomery, Illinois. Anyway, not bad, right? A beautiful 6 days of above 60 degrees. The cat is sleeping in the sun, of course. Steel Horse, hello there. Hot dogs, as always. Trucker Hershey, hello. Trucking Tips is here. And we're going to talk about a little interview with Trucking Tips. Did with me the other day in a moment here. Joan Ark, congratulations on that. Trucking Journeys, hello. Your video will be out later this week. It'll run in the large car lane, right? Yeah, I can't run in any lane, really. Sunny in 55 in Tennessee. Robert Daniel, not bad. That is pretty good, too. 65 at the Indiana-Illinois border. Kelly, that is awesome. See, isn't it? Summer's here, right? Right? Spring has sprung. That's what I say. Tank 311, hello. It's Mr. Plow. We're not going to need your services anymore. This rest of the winter is over, but hello there. Hopefully you got something else to do. Let's see here. So, there we go. George Costanza is here. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Wild Bill, hello there. What's going on? Day Cab Gear Jammer. There should be a Seinfeld reunion. Didn't they do a reunion show? Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Screech is dead. Michael Mully. Yeah, he wasn't on Seinfeld. The ratings would dispute. I don't know about that. That was a good show, right? I'm with you, Wild Bill. Everything that we need to know, we can learn from Seinfeld, right? George Costanza got an oversized load from Savage, Minnesota. Oh, it sounds so horrible there. It sounds like, to Austin, Texas. I don't know what I'm talking about. Picked up Friday, delivering this morning. Waiting for the crane to unload you. Yikes. Melton pays 16 cents per mile on over-dimensional. Oh, and it was less than 9 feet. Yeah, but you had to... what did you have to do with it? Sign it or anything? You wouldn't need a escort, but would you have to put those oversized loads? 16 cents a mile. I love it. And they should, because you know what? They get extra for it. Let's give you some of that. That's the way it ought to be. They're saying we get more, you get more. Everybody's happy. So that's pretty awesome. And get the crane done, and you're finished, right? Taylor Smith, your dog loves roller wieners, don't they all? Of course, they eat cat poo also, so I don't know that a dog's taste in food is, super great. They're going to unload it. Yeah, get the straps off and get that thing off of there, whatever it is. Anyways, what's your take down there anyway? Michael Muller had another driver bring a trailer with a light out. And why didn't you get it fixed? Oh, he says, I don't care. Exactly. That is exactly my problem with these dropping hooks. And that is a company problem. Drivers should care. The company doesn't pay them, most drivers, to if you're paid by the mile. And so the pay system at the company encourages people to not get things fixed, because a lot of companies have some kind of waiting time on delay anyway, and for what would be considered a breakdown. I don't like the whole system. It's the company needs to change if they want their stuff fixed. But believe me, you go down the road with the light out and you get a ticket or whatever, they go, well, why didn't you get that fixed? Well, because you don't pay me to fix it. Well, you should fix it anyway, they'd say. Never watched the TV, Kelly? I don't watch much TV during the week. Oh, The Office, I try to get into it. It's okay. Flash and Supergirl, I never watched those kind of shows. Kind of the comics on TV kind of thing. I don't know. Trucking tips, hello, good morning. Go by inspection tags on the trailer. Oh, that's the last thing I look at. Trying to see if all the lights work on it or try to get the new ones. Yeah, if I can. I get some, I had one the other day. It was like 2 months old, but then a week before that I had a trailer that could buy its own case of beer. So go figure. Hereford Super Trucker, rolling wieners for all. Hello there. Luke scored a deal at a Kmart store clothing sale, $20 Kenmore microwave. That's nice. I didn't know there were any Kmarts left. The one here closed, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. Oh my gosh. It's been closed a long time. The last one I've seen in a while. Paul Vines, hello. Happy Monday. Chicken Hauler from beautiful Alabama. Hello. Hello to all the truckers and trucker wives. Bill 777. Oh, yes. Roger Moore is here. Hey, Mark, got your email about Zenith? Oh, okay. I'll be doing something this week. Didn't get a response. I didn't look over there yet. Good-looking dogs. Aw. Ansel and Penelope, Rain Blossom Smith, and I lost my message. Here we go. Hey, what's going on? Alexandra, good morning. Hello there. It's good to see you. Supernova, good morning. Just got loaded and heading to Mississippi from North Carolina. That's pretty awesome. That's not a bad load, right? Get out of there. Maybe you can get some water that doesn't have to be boiled. That would be really great. So... Did you see the video of the drugged out Swift driver following his GPS? Yes. That's pretty awesome. Drugged out Swift driver. They have to be, too, sometimes. Maybe they run you through the clean showers first. Yeah. Which one is that? That's the thing. Look, truck stop, okay, I get it. Drivers can't be home or whatever. But you know what? Is the truck stop the place to do it? Maybe if they brought like a mobile... How about this? They bring like an RV, a mobile unit, and you do it all in the RV. Something like that. Then I could see it. But I mean... Do you go to the cashier to get that? I don't know how that works. Can you use your points to get it? That's the other question. Kelly, it will be debatable as to which is more insanitary in this shot. Truck stopper eating it out of the toilet bowl. I know what. Holy mackerel. Can you imagine? You're walking up there. You got your roller wiener all set up and, your 96 ounces of Mountain Dew. Oh, and also I need a shot. Yikes. Carlos, happy Monday from the TA in Troy, Illinois. Oh, you're not that far away. What's going on over there? Hey, Mark, getting live loaded in Grand Rapids. What are we picking up out of there? Close to cereal land, but not quite, right? 50 and cloudy in Washington. Bombay Frierson. All right. That's not too bad. We're warmer over here, so you can just bite that one. How about that? Finally, we're warmer than you. Will Bond 79. Good afternoon, Mark and Trucking Answers. Keep on trucking. We're going to try to, right? Keep on trucking. The Great Freight Sage Logic. Wow. That's pretty impressive. Hey, what's happening? Alexander, Chicago traffic always makes me want to drink. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's horrible. Horrible. The only way to, if you were there all the time, you'd have to be hourly. I mean, holy mackerel. Does the blue wrench mean we have the power? You have the power. The power of the wrench. The owner of TMC died. I do have that here. Harold Annett, 78 years old. Started TMC 1972. Died. He had Guillain-Barré syndrome, but he was also 78 years old. So, I don't want to be horrible about it, but once people get to a certain age, people cannot be surprised that someone dies. I saw that, one time an obituary, someone was like 96, passed away suddenly, and we're shocked. I'm like, who's shocked? Person is 96, so 78 years old. So I don't know if he's been running the company or what has happened, but he started the place in 1972, still open, as we know, TMC. And he was big into racing. He had some legend, lifetime achievement awards in racing and stuff like that. So I did read that though. Yep, that's terrible. Remember, that day comes for everybody. So whatever it is you want to do, go do it. That's Motivation Monday right there. That should be motivation enough. Background about me. I'm an American tanker yanker. All right. All right. I just think plow driver. Loyalty Trucking. New to your channel. Have you done a video on Crete or Landstar? Yeah, I do have a Crete video, not Landstar. Landstar owner-operator only, so I'm not an owner-operator, so I don't know that much about Landstar, really. I'm Michael Muller. I'm smart enough to replace the lights or splice a new light in if I can reach it. Yeah, I mean, some of them you can. The LEDs, if you've got another one, you can. It was a lot easier when all you need is a screwdriver and another trailer. You can just pop one out of the next trailer and pop it in there. Now these LEDs, you can't replace them, and sometimes they're welded in, they're pop welded in or whatever. Yikes. What about trailer sweep out? I'm the only driver at my company that sweeps them out. Stan Dodge. I agree. You go get a trailer, and some people do the reverse sweep. All right? You're guilty of that. That's where you sweep from the back in because the place that you're sitting at is going to gripe at you if you sweep everything out. So you get in a trailer and there's 3 feet of piled up garbage in the front of the trailer, junk, pieces of wood and stuff. Yeah, can we keep this trailers clean? Just blowing them out with a leaf blower doesn't help either. You're polluting and bad for the truck stop. Cash is King Trucking. It's 50 and sunny in Minneapolis today. That's pretty good for Minneapolis, right? I thought it was still snowing up there, basically. But apparently not. Well, that's what we're looking for. Better weather. So if I can move this page right here. There we go. Let's see. Cash is King Trucking right here is live all the time. Go check out that channel. It's pretty good right there. How about that? All right. Cash is king. And it is king, isn't it? Because without it, you can't go in and get your suit of armor at the truck stop. Does Prime require new drivers to start a YouTube channel and lease a truck? Rogers 61. Yes. Everyone it's kind of like Tesla. Everyone at Prime has to start a channel and lease a truck. Prime almost does do the leasing thing because I cannot tell you the emails I get from people when you're ready to get your own truck. Usually is where this happens. So you get out of the trainer's truck and you're ready to solo, right? Get your own truck when they go, well, we don't have any available for you to be a company driver. You're going to have to wait, 6 weeks. I've seen these letters. But if you lease a truck, we've got those available right now. And that's how they get you into that lease. Because what are you going to do? Sit at home for 6 weeks and not make any money? They almost force you into it, although you don't have to do it, right? Gustavo, listen to Tim Dillon, a great philosopher. Great listen when on the road. Has it got a podcast? I would download that, sure. I'm going to, Trucking Journeys, I'm going to have re-email you a picture of the pay sheet for Zenith. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Sam, everyone, regarding the drop and hook thing, my brother had a drop trailer that someone forgot to lower the landing gear and literally dropped it and didn't tell anyone. Oh, that's sweet. How do you get out of that? I guess he could say, well, it was fine when I dropped it. See, that's always the problem. It was fine when I dropped it. And they'll say, well, it's on the ground now. Companies need to be way more proactive. They have all these cameras and watch you when you're driving. How about this kind of stupid stuff? This is stuff that really matters, and it makes people super aggravating. It bothers me constantly. I get constant problems with it. What lot lizards take points now? Huh? Cash is King Trucking interviews many of them, so we can see, I think he has the whole list of that. Pigpen afternoon. I just got feeling Waynesville, North Carolina, heading to Oakwood, Georgia. Oh, that's not too bad. Paul Harris, I saw CVS with a container as a mobile testing site. Maybe they can do that. All right, that would work too, right? Anything where they bring their own stuff. I mean, look, do you want some nurse or whoever gives it in that state sitting like in the candy aisle or wherever they are in the back of the truck stop this way to this? And they have those X's on the ground, of course, because you can't stand next to anybody or you get in trouble. I mean, I see what they're trying to do at the truck stop and get drivers in, but I don't know. TMC's running car haulers. I haven't seen any of those. I have not seen those yet. Wow. Robert Dana, 70 in Tennessee. That's great in climbing. Isn't this a great day today? Alexander's going to pass on the inoculation until there's more scientific evidence on how safe. You need a couple of years, right? Let some people get it and let it at least be approved. Okay, that's my opinion on it, but you can get it if you want to, of course. Good afternoon from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Jubba Wub, what's happening? Stuff the grass with TMC's last words. Oh, yikes. They're going to put that fake, they're going to put like fake grass around the coffin. That's terrible, right? And then everybody that walks up there gets written up or whatever. Terrible. Terrible. I mean, the policy, and I was reading his obit. It didn't say anything about the Marines. I kind of thought he was founded by Marines, but I didn't get that impression from the place. They just have a lot of dumb policies there that don't make any sense. That's why, I'm kind of opposed to the place. TMC and Trans Am are tied together through Annett Holding Company. Michael Moore. I didn't know that. Really? How come Trans Am doesn't have all these dumb policies then? Trucking tips, open hailing frequencies. Yes, reading you loud and clear here. Sorry to hear about TMC owner passing away, but there goes another decent company to work for. Where? I don't consider a company that makes you clean the truck to showroom standards, which is their standard, showroom standard, to be that good. They don't pay you for any of that time. How long would it take you to clean your truck to showroom standards? Okay. Look, my car, clean. Okay. Not showroom clean. Different. The truck, no. Would take a while. They do not pay you for it. And you would be, in my opinion, you're required to log that time because they require it. Anything that the motor carrier requires, you are required to log per the DOT. So since it's required time by them, you have to log it. That's what I think. Kevin, hey, Mark, just renewed my CDL in California. No test needed. Thanks to COVID. Awesome. Can you believe that? That's great. Took 2 years of doing something else. Might be going back locally. That's pretty good. Hey, you came in at the right time. Mega Wieners on Pods run from Seattle to Orlando. Really? Pods run. Seattle to Orlando. That's super good. Are you talking about pods? Those pod containers, 3 containers? That is a great run. That's my kind of run right there. That's your whole week. Paul Harris, can't wait to get unloaded now with this trailer full of tobacco and bales loaded on the floor. I can imagine the mess. It'll be a mess, but doesn't tobacco smell great? Come on. Everybody that's hauled tobacco leaves, the raw tobacco, it smells so good. I'm like, dang it, I get it why people smoke. I'm going to start it, And then you get a cigarette and you're like, oh, this is horrible. I get paid to sweep up my trailers, also carry a snow shovel. So that it's a dustpan. Yeah, okay, and they should. Look, it's part of your work. It's part of work. They should pay you. All I'm asking is to get paid for work that needs to be done. That's all. Trucking Journeys had the same problem at Smith Transport where people never swept out the trailers. That's out everywhere, not just one place. Even though some of the trailers were old, they were generally taken care of but got dirty. They do, and they should be swept out. If every driver did it, it would only take you a minute to run a broom down there. I think every driver should have a broom with them. I kept mine in the load lock thing in the back of the truck. It fit up there perfectly. So you'd I had 2 load lock things. So you had 8 load locks, but I never had 8 load locks. So you could put it up there and lock it up. TMC was set up as an employee-owned company several years ago. It is employee-owned. That's right. Yeah, it's employee-owned. And you can tell by all the policies that changed when that happened. I want a Nissan Titan Pro 4X. Awesome. I would recommend today, go get one. I'm serious about that. Kelly, Prime is for all the Prime lease for all the low price of $2,000 a week. Yeah. And people are like, oh, well, that's not bad because a truck is super expensive. So that seems awesome. They go, you'll take home at least $500. If you make it a parrot, always make it a parrot. And please wear your parrot, especially when you're getting your shot at the Loves. You probably have to bring in a tow truck to pick up those guys, that type of drop trailer. Yeah, you'd have to have it lifted up. Unless, if it's empty, everybody's probably done this, just start cranking. It's not terrible. Good deal. Panama Jack, I'm just used original owners. That trucking company's passing away. Yeah, and it turns to trash. Yeah, this one is employee owned. That is true. That's why I tell people when they give you grief at TMC, just go in there and say, no, you're fired. To the dispatch. Right, because I own this place. That's what I would tell them walking on the grass, too. Hey, I own this grass. I'll do whatever I want with it. Trucking Journey stuck in traffic on 25 south of Denver near the 168. That's horrible. Trucking with T-Bone. What's going on? TMC hauls boats and John Deere as well. I have seen boats for them. I have seen the boat haulers, and I see their ads for boats once in a while. I didn't know they hauled all this other, like John Deere, too. Did we ever figure out up with the guy that said GP Transco fired him? No. Never heard back, so the road ends there, dead end. Sam Dillsaver, the guy even left his electrical line hooked to the trailer. He knew he dropped it and panicked. They had to bring a tow truck out. Yeah, that's great. So now he's got the electrical line that's 40 feet long, if it didn't break. Because when it hooks up right, it stretches way out. That's how you can tell when you get in a truck, when somebody's done that, all the hoses drag along the frame, which is not allowed, by the way. I still, by your words, Mark, stand out to leave the trailer crank off the hook when I drop it. Good advice, no crank snacks. Thank you for that. Yeah, and look, I have this problem too. I should have mentioned that too. When you drop a trailer, do not hang the crank handle. Let it hang free. Do not put it into its holder or whatever because it can lock when you drop the trailer. And it is very difficult to get out of there, especially in the wintertime. Just let it hang free as the bird. John Denver, that thing. Just let it hang out there. You know what I'm saying? If I want my truck showroom clean, I ask the detail shop. Right, exactly. Keeping it clean is one thing. I can understand a company that says, look, hey, don't come in and have 800 bags of garbage in there and it stinks in the truck. I get that. You should take care of the truck. But showroom condition for a working commercial vehicle is not legitimate. It just isn't. Don't forget the unpaid detention at TMC. Yes, we had a driver, Supernova, if that was you, I don't remember, who sat 28 hours without getting paid. So pretty awesome. It would take me hours to clean the inside of the truck to showroom standards. That's what I'm saying, Kelly, right? How long would it take to get it to as if it was brand new when you first picked it up and peeled the plastic off it? That's what it needs to be. That's what they expect, and that's their words at TMC. Showroom condition all the time. That is not reasonable. I don't think that's reasonable. for people at work, and you're out in the mud and stuff, and you get in the truck. Oh my gosh, I'd be horrified. Let's see, you really got to have either free time or catch the detail shop. It took them 4 hours to get mine. Well, I'm glad they at least do that. They don't do that here. I get it washed every couple of weeks, but that's it. They don't do anything inside. All right, Sam Dilmer says, just up the road from you, Dill Saver. How about that? Clean showroom standards. Does that mean you have to point the bunk and your bed mate? Yes, you do. In fact, it does have to be made there. That is correct. Everything to showroom condition. A driver who quit Prime still promotes Prime. I wonder if he still gets a referral bonus. He's on Twitch as Crazy Bags. Gustavo Crazy Bags. I don't know about Twitch. I'm not on there. But some companies, and I'm seeing more and more of these now, they'll have, like, say, whatever, referral bonus for drivers, like, say, $1,000. And it says, then the next line, it says, $100 referral bonus if you don't work here and refer somebody over here. So I'm seeing some of that now, too. Yeah, he might actually still get paid. Yes. And you could too, okay? You should refer some people over there and get that if they have that bonus at Prime. I haven't looked into Prime, but there are companies doing that, yeah. And if you had a big enough thing, I don't know how big it is on Twitch, it'd be theoretically you could make a living at it. Trucking Journeys, I'm still in the single axle white Freightliner day cab, says Zenith. Yeah, television, the television company. I'm concerned I run my trailers through the wash as much as possible. How often they let you wash them? I like getting behind mode of garlic. Oh, Kelly, does it smell good when it's like that, though? Fresh like that? I don't know. The only good part about that is you don't have to worry about vampires in the area. When I ran reefer, I had a load of plants and bushes, and all the dirt was in the grooves, right? Blue Beaker refused to wash, so he swept it out. Look, I had a load of potatoes. I remember this. Oh, gosh, where did I get those? Oh, the mind. Once you get in your extreme upper 30s, your mind goes. But I had a load of potatoes, and they just loaded this load up of potatoes in a reefer, like free potatoes, like free the potatoes, with a conveyor belt. Okay, so they put it all the way in the front, put potatoes on it, and just move the conveyor belt back, and then I had a load of potatoes. And so when I got to the Frito plant or something, and it seems like it was in Tennessee or Georgia, it was somewhere in the South, they took the truck up and dumped it off, right? They dumped all the potatoes out of it, but they didn't all come out. They were all stuck in those grooves. Every groove of that reefer had potatoes jammed in it, and I had to go and unjam like 80 billion potatoes. It took, I don't know how many hours I was in there taking potatoes out of these grooves because it was the same kind of thing. Blue Bing is like, no, we're not going to be able to get those out of there. You got to remove all these potatoes. So, and then it had to go get washed out because it was still a complete mess inside. I don't know why companies do that. They must get paid extra to do that, and if they don't, then they're idiots. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Where am I? Where did I go off to? Okay, so I'm lost. All right, the Blue Beacon. You should get paid for what you do always, if it's for work, certainly. Play own doesn't mean crap, right, Mike? Well, that's the thing. They put it out there, but what does it mean? Call them up and say, well, what does that mean exactly? How does that change what I'm doing? Regular tobacco huller and raw product stinks just like paper mill, like International Paper. I don't know. I like the smell of the tobacco. But I like coffee when it isn't coffee. So that's weird too. If you make me a cup of coffee, I'm not a fan. I don't drink coffee really. But coffee like in other products, oh, so delicious. Michael Muller, that Wilbon79 is in the chat. All right, well, I guess he can give out any information he might have. Cartage Studios, I can't believe the trailer you had last week from your Sunday rant. Believe it. How did the driver not know the pins weren't locked? He knew. You'd think as soon as you hit your brakes, they would know something wrong. Yeah, of course. They don't care. Nobody cares. Because they know that's going to be a long fix probably, and they're like, well, forget this. And, the ironic thing is we would get paid for that. If I call them and say there's a problem, I get paid right then until it's fixed. Until the place calls them or I call them and say, all right, I'm rolling again. So we would get paid. But the other problem, see, you'd think, local drivers would get everything fixed. That's not true. Because a lot of local drivers are like, well, I want to get home. And so they won't fix it because they're on the other side of it, home time. So it isn't any better that way. Paul Harris saw 2 GP Transco trucks in the wild this week. Dang it. I don't think I saw any this week. I'll drop my trailer into the landing gears an inch from the ground and then lower it so it's right for the next person. Yeah, because you should be able to pop it up onto the fifth wheel. It's always some idiot who cranks the legs all the way down. Okay, don't do that. So I got to crank back down again. Somebody really needs to tell prime drivers how to put out their triangles, because I'm sitting here in traffic and this prime driver is pulled over with triangles right behind. Look, how many times you see a truck and the triangles were put out correctly at 10, 100, and 200 feet? Almost never. They're either 3 in a row. I've seen them sitting on the trailer and then one a couple feet back. It's just a mess. Nobody, some of them, people don't put them out at all. Anyone heard of Hub Group? Oh, sure. They advertise all the time. The Make Clean TMC. Yeah, that's what it should stand for. Showroom condition. I think that's a bit much. Hereward the Watchful. Immigrants have taken over the trucking industry. Immigrants? Immigrants. I'm not an immigrant. I'm in the trucking industry. Prime life at the edge of 60 miles an hour. One passed me the other day. I did note that. So I'm going 65, right? And one passed me. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Now, I don't know if it was Amazon Prime or Prime Floral, Amazon Prime. I don't know, because it's so confusing. Can I still work if you are clean but fail here as long as I have a legal script? Chris, I don't know about that. Not an attorney. You should check your local FMCSA field office. But sir, I don't know. I think I'm going to say it depends what the company does. Whatever they test, if you're clean, I don't know. And I don't know how you would call a company and ask them that. So I would do some research on that before calling a company about it, certainly. Because if you go in there and you fail one, they will put you in the system failed and you are finished. Leave the plastic on the grandma's couch. Paul Harris. My mom, we had a house. She built a house in Lansing, Illinois, which she still lives in. That house has a family room downstairs, and then the main room has a living room. She had furniture in that house that is in plastic, that is still in plastic. We were never allowed to sit on that furniture. Never. We couldn't even really use the room. She's like, oh, you can't use that room. We have to go downstairs. I'm like, well, why can't we sit in here? Well, we don't sit in here. I'm like, wait, on all this new furniture? That's right. And she had a plastic runner. We couldn't walk. Don't walk on the carpet. It's ridiculous. The house it's to be lived in, right? It's not a museum. We live here. Okay, come on. I sure have taken over the industry. Yeah, Michael Muller, you're taking over the whole industry. Anyone else notice May is like 65? I haven't seen a May truck in I don't know how long. I thought they closed. I mean, I used to see them constantly, and now I can't find one. Alexander, I suppose if I really wanted to, I could run my trailer through the wash out every single load. Oh, so they have kind of the policy like I've seen, like you decide if it needs a washout. But will they wash the outside also? They always, at least I've always said, they're always like, you just decide, just don't abuse it kind of thing. And I assume they have an account. Hey, I worked at Sierra England a couple years ago when I first started. Trucks are supposed to be governed at 62. Does anybody notice they go 65? They're cranking it up. The mess among will just spices. Oh, that's true. CF Sauer in Richmond and McCormick. That is true. But then you can't get loaded at the next place. You always have that problem too with refrigerated. You can't, the next place won't load you. They're like, oh, we can't load you. They got all this smell in here. Kelly likes the smell of fresh garlic. All right, I didn't realize it smelled that good. I guess there's that much of it in the truck. Everyone's increasing their truck speeds. It's about time, isn't it? I really miss the smell of Xerox copies. Oh, nice. You get a copy of your butt. It would smell so great. At Smith, we got stock, so if someone wants to buy the company, they have to pay out all their employees as well. Well, that's good, I guess. It's sort of employee-owned. If you own stock, you own the company, right? Part of it. Donkey Bite. Don't you love it when you find that last open space to park for the night and realize the guy next to you is hauling garbage or bulls? Kelly, me and my mother most like garlic so much it's in a water food. We jumped any vampire bites us. No doubt. See, you're clear of all the vampires. You don't have to worry about that. Smith Transport is employee owned, so there's an employee stock ownership program. That's true. Haven't seen any Southern refrigerated in a while. Yeah, what's up with them? Southern isn't out there. These places all advertise, but I don't ever see their trucks. What are they doing? What about Texas? I think Florida's opening up COVID. Yeah, Texas, well, no masks, right? Florida has always been pretty loosey-goosey about stuff. Absolutely, right? States are opening back up. And I love it that they're giving you back the rights they illegally took from you. So I pretty much enjoy that. Everybody celebrates that. Hey, thanks for giving me back the rights you had no right to take from me in the first place. Alexander, we have on-site wash bay at the truck terminal for both trucks and trailers. None of the equipment really gets dirty most of the time, overly dirty. Yeah, that's good because, as we know, there's some companies that don't let you wash at all, which is complete stupidity. Trucks get super filthy, you know, month after month after month. They're not being washed. If the Southern refrigerator you're talking about is the same one I'm thinking about out of Texarkana, they got bought by Covenant. Oh, yeah, but didn't they keep it as separate, or did they absorb it? Because Covenant didn't really have refrigerated, did they? I know there was another refrigerator company. I can't remember the name, but they got bought by Swift. Oh, that was that skunk company with the skunk on it. When I was a yard jockey, we had to help the shop fix lights and the chutes in the reefer. There was only one trailer mechanic who was always backed up. Yeah, the chute, too. That's always another problem. Of course, you don't always need it, but you just pick up a trailer and the chute's hanging half down in there. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? So you have to cut it off, and you can't really hang it back up. I mean, and the last driver, did he write it up? No. And what's your next load? Lettuce. So you need the chute on there. Does Sweet Relish go in a roller wiener? Kind of. I mean, a Chicago dog is going to have these kind of things on it. I got my reefer loaded after hauling a load of tires with no wash in between. I was lucky, but it was definitely a problem. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm glad it didn't get too dirty. Some of them are like this, so you'll get some Relish ones like this. Absolutely, it's certainly a possibility. Gotta hide the damage under the dirt. Yeah, tires don't usually make too much, but then they smell. It smells like tires in there, so you have that other problem. Oh, central refrigerated. Yeah, central refrigerated was other one. But they bought that Dick Simon. That was the skunk one. Isn't that the one they kind of absorbed also, or somebody bought that place out? Dick Simon. They certainly bought that place out. Let's see. I have to put this up here. I want to do this. I was on with trucking. Where am I here? Trucking Tips. There I go. Right. I was on with Trucking Tips last week. The video is up over there. There's a link in the description. I'm going to go check that out. That's a lot of fun doing some dual videos over there with Trucking Tips. So go over and check that out if you want to this week at some point. So those are fun. I like doing that stuff. So thank you, Trucking Tips, for having me on the show as well. It was a blast. So there we go for that. They absorbed it. I see Covenant reefers now, and the Covenant trucks pull Southern refrigerated. All right, so they're taking their trailers and just yanking them around. Chicken loads are no good. I never had a load. Hopefully not live chickens, right? Texas is going to be 100% open on Wednesday with no mask. Yeah, that's all the problem, right? Was just masks. So yeah, let's open it back up. Get people out what they should have been doing in the first place, right? Here's your rights back that we took from you that we shouldn't have done. Western Distributing is kind of like the reefer version of TMC when they always want clean trucks but don't do inspections. At least they didn't when I was there. So what did you think of that place? I've given them grief over their pay. Even though they have great trucks, they have some of the nicest trucks on the road. What do you think about the pay there? Why did you not stay there? They get awards for their trucks, and I agree with that. They have some of the nicest trucks on the road. So what do you think about that? You have tires in a reefer sometimes. So they put whatever they can get in there to get a load. Every time I've ever hauled tires that bulges out the side of the trailer, I would think that would damage the reefer. It doesn't help. Johnny on the flip side, love it. Dick Simon became Kelly's and now Soars. Is that where Soars turned from? As a backhaul, they're floor loaded. They're light. They're sort of light. Depends on how many you get. Do you and the missus ride a motorcycle? You should get a scooter. George Costanza. I did in my youth, as they say, across the fruited plains. But I had a KZ 400. I learned on a 450 LTD. And then I bought a KZ 400, and I drove that thing for years all over the country. I put a ton of miles. I get rid of the thing. It had like 70,000 miles on it. And then I haven't had one since. And I'll tell you, it's just dangerous. People are not paying attention. And so the more people do not pay attention, the more dangerous it gets. So the wife would like to rent like a Harley or something and travel, take a trip in it. But I don't know about riding one regularly. I don't know. It's just kind of dangerous. A lot of stores and places and warehouses we deliver doing stuff are going to be able to require a mask. Yeah, certainly any private property trucking journeys can always require a mask. They have never been, they could have always required one all along. So that's the thing about it. Such are going to be given by the sales lady at the TBC booth. Hey, do you need some, you're going to get the shot. Oh, yeah, this is going to be great. You're going to get the shot, and she's going to sign you up for legal service. She goes, because you're going to need that when all the complications that you might get from it. So, hey, if you had this, playing thing, you can use our services to then sue us for the shot. That's pretty good. That's probably cleaner than getting it in the store. I just can't imagine where they're going to do it at a truck stop. Think about your favorite truck stop. Where are they going to be doing these shots? I can only imagine some mobile unit comes out there and parks next to the mobile church that has been in the corner spot for 27 years, and that's where they do them. George Costanza, for the over-dimension load, it required banners and flags, no tarp. It was a concrete sound wall. Easy securement, 16 cents is great pay, totally worth it. Oh, I totally agree. And something like that, that's not even tarped, right? And just a couple banners and flags, we're in. This super 12 feet wide where you have 6 cars or whatever, that's a hassle. But for this, for 16 cents, heck yeah, man. Tell them you'll take those all day long. Paul Harris Covenant purchased Land Air, and I think it merged with Star out of Nashville. Blue Star, right? I see a lot of Star trucks with Land Air pasted on them. That'd be the Blue Star, I think. Kelly's trucks with the one with the skunk. That was Dick Simon originally. They had the Kellogg's account here in San Jose. Now Martin has it. Dang it. Lost the account again. Cereal. Those serial killers. Covenant owns SRT and also has a reefer division. So they own a reefer and have a reefer division. Oh, Sam, you were a yard jockey, so you're paid differently. They only gave me a chance just out of high school, and I'm forever grateful. Management has changed since I left, which is a shame. The only problem with that place is the pay. The pay was really low, and I assume to pay for the trucks because their trucks are super nice. Way nicer than a regular company truck, and that's the problem. The truck's great, but the pay was so low, 14 cents to 20 cents a mile less than you could get somewhere else. You're basically paying for the truck. Not worth it. A few cents maybe. What's a better program, TVC, Drivers Legal, or some other CDL program? Well, the first thing I would tell you is see if your company has a program. Okay, because usually that's the cheapest deal. And if not, then I don't know. I did a video about some of the different legal plans that they have out here, and they all vary. You'd have to see what you think you need out of a legal plan. What are you trying to do with it? Some are more comprehensive where they'll cover other stuff, and some are just for tickets and that kind of thing. And then pay accordingly, I want to go to Matt's next year, but I'm a Sturgis. Don't worry about it. George Costanza. You're the youngest person there, and all the naked ladies are over 50. Sturgis is very overrated. Daytona and Myrtle are better. Well, all the naked ladies are over 50. That's kind of like going to a nudist colony in Roselawn. You're like, I'm going to see a bunch of naked people, and you're like, ugh. These are not the naked people that should be here. Matt's, remember, for this year's canceled. So, Mid-America Truck Show. I've been talking to the guy there about coming down there. If you continue to write to them, I'd appreciate that from that video. It's helping, and I appreciate it. And I hope to see everybody there. Matt's 2022. Hopefully, we're beyond everything that's happening by then. So that's it. Dwight, first. Close. Very close. I saw one of those new U.S. Express variant trucks in Waco last week. They locked themselves out at the fuel lounge. Sweet. A variant driver wrote to me. And he didn't say I could say his name or anything, so I'm writing back to him. I'm going to talk to him about variant and see what an actual variant driver. And he's got a variant truck also, so that's pretty interesting. See what it is from the inside of variant. And my question about variant always is, if it's so great to do it that way, why doesn't U.S. Express just change the whole way they do business rather than starting an entire company? That's really been my problem with them. Variant, not super great pay, I don't think. I saw they're hiring owner-operators for $120, and the truck must be California compliant, since that's where they run, $120. All right. For all your owner-operators, what do you think about $1.20 to the truck? Probably plus fuel, so don't worry about that. $1.20. You're not making any money. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Mark, is OIDA still a good option for trucker legal plans? Jeremiah. Yeah, OIDA has also a legal plan. You have to be a member first to buy it. So remember, you're going to have to consider that in the cost. So membership, even at a discount, is $35 a year. When you go to the truck or whatever, sign up. Sometimes they have a deal, and plus the legal plan cost. So think about that. But they also have a legal plan that covers different things. And a lot of their stuff is also focused towards owner-operators. So be sure to read the plan to see what do you need and see what the plan covers. Kind of like buying insurance, which is basically what it is. I heard that Manhole was going to have a booth and food at Sturgis, though. Daycab Gear Jammer. The Manhole. Yeah, I don't know how that would go over in Sturgis for the Manhole booth. I'm not sure about that. Chris, I'm getting back into trucking. Started with Swift. Would it be wrong to go back with them for a while? No. I mean, look, I've had a few people go over there, and I'm not, totally opposed to the place. They get a lot of grief because they're so big, but Generally the people that go there are pretty happy that go there as long as they go and get on a dedicated run. And Swift is not a bad place to get started. There are tons of places that are worse. Any of these mega carriers, are usually not great. But starting somewhere, they're way better than a lot of other places. You're going to get 15 cents a mile, probably more than you would at some other places just to get started, just because that's the way that they pay there. Well worth calling, but call around. Call around and get all your options first, and then see what is best for you. You never know what will work out best, especially depending where you live. So if you live in the middle of East Armpit, but, there's another company that has some kind of terminal there that's got 8 trucks in it, that might be a better place for you. For example, Crete has a terminal here on North 9th Street in Lafayette. Very small place, but for people that lived here, they could go work there, and there's probably a place to park your truck there. Looks like it fits about 15 trailers or whatever up there. George Costanza Milton is a $3,000 bonus for experienced drivers. You don't need flatbed experience. That's awesome. 52 cents, 38 and 14 per diem. Do you have to take the per diem? Definitely better than CRST. Well, yeah, and way better than Western. Oh my gosh. Western, you'd be at just 38 cents. Do you have to take per diem? I'd suggest Werner for new drivers. Werner would be all right too. Swift Dedicated is a good option. They have an account in York. All right, so if they're there and they have a dedicated, that's where people do the best at Swift. When they write to me, I've been here for years and I love it. I'm like, which dedicated account are you on? And they're always on some kind of dedicated account. Major Barrett, I remember Naked City in Indiana. Yeah, I was thinking, I don't remember where that is, but I remember the Roselawn, which is still there, which is at the 230, I think, and I-65. Absolutely. Texas Trader reporting in Lake Gracie has assigned demerits, no doubt, and to herself. When she wakes up, she'll be sure to give them to you. So I checked on her before the show, and she was out. The sun is hitting her, and she was out. Swift is a good company to get back into trucking with. Werner and Crete, yeah, let's get back in. Anyway, look, even at Western, once you get in, you can always get some experience and leave. And so that's the key. Once you get that initial experience, you're in. I'd rather you came to Western and got in and stayed for a year rather than just sat it out. If it's something you want to do, go do it and then make it better as you go along. Swift Hall is dedicated for Target in Pueblo, Colorado. They've had it for years. All right. So maybe you get a discount at Target. My thing is Werner's equipment is way better taken care of and they have nicer trucks. The pay is going to be about the same, if not a little bit more. I know 1,000 net is possible there. That's pretty good. 1,000 net to get started. I mean, not bad. Where else are you going to get that money? As I tell people, with a felony and a GED, 1,000 net. Just like that on 3 weeks of school. If you want to do flatbed, George Costanza, come check out Mountain. It's not for everyone. It's work. Look, let's admit, flatbed is work. Pappy, a move from Werner to over here. It's work, but I think it's a good mental challenge. It's almost like a puzzle, a Jenga puzzle, especially if different sized, shaped products you have to keep on the trailer. I always like that. Still horse dentist appointment. I'm so numb I can't feel my nose. When they one time, it's been about 2 years, they pulled 3 teeth out of me at one time. Both sides of my face. I couldn't feel anything. It was so, you're touching your face and you couldn't feel anything. It was so weird. I'm like, is my face still there? They're like, are you okay to drive? I actually went to work that day. Jeremiah, I love Trucking Answers. Thanks for giving us a platform to speak with our truck family. Well, you're quite welcome, and you're welcome here anytime, right? Even if your mouth is all numb. Yeah, so dentist appointment, when they pulled 3 teeth, they also, the shot doesn't hurt. The shot hurts more than anything. It really hurts. And then they basically put their big jackboot on your face like this and yank your tooth out with big pliers. And they're like, oh, it's out. And you don't feel any of that. You only felt the shot, and a little bit of pressure or whatever. For anybody that's had a tooth out, I've had 3 out all at one time. It's the only problem I've had. So no cavities, just they had to yank 3 teeth out. One cracked and a couple other problems. No one wants to hear about my teeth problems. Believe me, Mark, why are you talking about tooth problems? Get with it. No, don't forget to change your clocks this coming weekend, too. Oh, big news in the car industry, too. And I know everybody's going to be sad, so sit down. Stellantis, which is Chrysler Corporation, decided that Peugeot is not going to come back to America. I know. When I always think the best cars in the world, I always think the French. Who makes better cars than the French? Peugeot not coming to America. So disappointing. Truckers Jamboree still up July 8th to 10th, though. So I'll be there on July 10th. Come on out and get a pork chop and say hello. I'll be just walking around that day. I should have the phone, and I'll have a tablet running, too, so I can watch the chat. And let me know where you are so I can go over and say hello to you, because I don't know what everybody looks like. So I don't know what you're looking like. So come up and say hello. You'll see me out there. Flatbed, if you're strong and good at tarps, that's what I hope. It's taken 4 months, but 4,350 voucher for CDL training is supposed to come in today. Thank you, Texas taxpayers. That's good. And you know what? For that kind of thing, that's good money, because they will get that back. Texas will get way more than that back in your increased pay. So that's actually a pretty good investment. Kelly, the man-home would go over well during Gay Pride Week in San Francisco. Yes. The manhole, yeah, that's where they could put a booth up, right, a kissing booth. George Costanza, the per diem isn't mandatory, but there's very few instances where you want to have a higher taxable threshold. Most people are benefited by our per diem. It's flat $2 a week. I never like that, even though it's $100. It's just aggravating to me. They shouldn't charge for it, because it's a one-time thing they do in their computer. They only do it once, and they save money on that per diem, because they don't pay Social Security, any unemployment or anything on the per diem part. So they actually save way more than that. They charge you, and they save good money on that amount. And so it's kind of offensive that they charge, even that's $2. I mean, I wouldn't gripe about $2, but really it just lowers lowers the amount that you pay. What day this week are you planning on dropping that video? Dropping? Oh, there's a industry word right there. Dropping the video. That means we can put a video up to watch. Insider talk. Oh my gosh. Want to give us your preliminary reaction, up, down, thumb on the company? Look, I like the place, right? So absolutely. So no problem. They gave me a numbing tropical ointment. I didn't even feel the shot. Yeah, that's what I agree with you, and that's what they say. Oh, this you're never gonna. I could feel it. Only maybe because I know I'm getting it. Maybe they should have distracted me with something shiny on the other side or something. I don't know. Or a roller wiener. They should have held a wiener up on the other side. George Wilson, you and your wife should rent a Harley trike just going down the road on your lazy boy. The wife would like a trike, but I don't know if I could see myself riding a trike around. I mean, a cruise mobile I'm in for, an electric glide, something like that, ultra glide, but I don't know about a trike. Best cars ever. Yeah, I mean, I was super disappointed when I heard Peugeot wasn't going to start building dealerships in the United States again and make their wonderful Peugeots available for all of us here in the United States. 405s that we used to have here, those diesel wagons, it's just so awesome. It's so awesome seeing French cars, and you'd see them everywhere. On the shoulder over here is a French car. There's one on a tow truck. Here's one being flatbedded. They were all over the place, constantly. Every car lot, like everywhere that fixes cars, all the mechanics kept everybody in business. So many mechanics went broke when Peugeot left the United States. So disappointing. That and the Le Car, I mean, those were not good days here. No teeth problems for me because you don't have any Stephen Bright, like my wife. Same thing happened. She had some problems, and so out they went. So, and then you don't have any more problems. I agree with you. I had a filling done with no numbing because I didn't like needles. So regret that. I'll take the needle. I bet you like needles now, don't you? I bet you like needles now. George Costanza writes an Ultra. There you go. If I do it over, I'd get a Goldwing. Power reverse. Don't sleep on it. Oh, I agree. Look, I probably wouldn't buy a Harley. Goldwings are made in the United States, so I'm in. And you have a reverse, which reverses the starter, right? Doesn't it just turn the starter in reverse to back up a little bit? Yeah, because now the bikes weigh, 80,000 pounds. My KZ400, weighed, a couple, 200-300 pounds, 400 pounds, so no problem. Also, Texas doesn't take state income tax. That's super nice. They just take it out in your electric bill, I guess. So, Horse, I think I'll take a couple personal days. When is the show in Walcott? The show in Walcott is July 8th to the 10th, and I will be there on the 10th, which is a Saturday. It's about a 4-hour drive, 4.5 hours for me. So I already have that day off at work Friday. I took Friday off. I'll come down Friday, hit the motel, and be there bright and early on Saturday. And I'll be there the whole day that they're open. I think it's 8 to 4 or something like that. Either way, I'll be there the whole day on Saturday, walking around, checking out the truck stop, saying hello to everybody. I hope everybody comes out, and it'll be just great. So come and say hi, please. Hey, TJ Jones in the Boulder Woods, hello. Remember, first person that comes up gets Gorilla Glue for their hair. Online with Texas Workhorse Solutions. That's how you get the money. Okay. You have to call a case manager. It's taken 4 months, but hey, you got it now. Now get to class, right? And get that license. And right. and look for these in Texas too. I don't think they're out wild in Texas, but they're I can't take it. I can't take it. Where'd this other one go? Oh, look at this cat too, right? What do you think about this? Ready to eat as usual. Cats are always ready to eat. When they're not sleeping, that's what they're doing basically. Eating. Kind of like us. Get up, eat, drive, eat, drive, eat, sleep. If you're missing a lot of your teeth, please look on forward look into medical tourism. Cancun is a lot less expensive than in the States. Insurance can help cover it. No, we have insurance for it, and she just is all set like this. So, yeah, no problem. Did you call Rick the Recruiter with Pinocchio? I did not. I did not call Rick the Recruiter. Let's see. Dropping the video. Okay, dropping the trailer bad. Right. Hooking up Palpin Airlines landing gear dropping is not good. Right. Always do the landing gear. Whatever you do, however you hook up and drop, do it in the same order so that you do it the same way every time. Seriously, that kind of stuff matters. Aren't Gold Wings made in the plant in Marysville, Ohio? They are. They are made over in Ohio. That's what I'm saying. Made here, so I'm in. My electric bill, even with the winter storm, was $35. Well, as you know, Trucking Journey, some people in Texas got a bill a little higher than that. And that's a lot, super lot. Some people were getting $10,000. Here, I just got the last bill, $146. That'll probably be my highest bill for the winter here. And they'll go down now. Winter's always more than the summer here. We average 100 to 120 in the summer for electric. So, and it's full electric. Here I'm full electric. Medical tourism is only a good deal if everything goes perfectly well. If you have a complication, it's a big problem. Well, yeah, you're in another country. I doubt I would go to another country to get medical care. I just don't know if I would be doing that. I'll have all 32 teeth pulled at once. You're going to have to go out for that, I think. I think you'd have to put under, I think. I would have to be. Peter Evans, well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. My first car was a 1960 Peugeot 403 Estate, right? It's just stationed away in the United States. Sweet. How long into the 60s, how long into 1960 did the car run? Oh my gosh, Peugeot. I just couldn't take it. Was it a gas or a diesel? A lot of them were diesels that came over here. Petrol, how about that? Or diesel. I wouldn't worry, Peugeot cars will be here under yet another rebadged Chrysler, Fiat. Oh, that's what we need. A rebadged Peugeot. Oh my gosh. Kind of like the Alliance. The Renault Alliance and the Lacar. And the Eagle. Remember Eagle? The Eagle Premier, that was a rebadged Renault also. Eat, sleep, drive, repeat, trucker's life. Exactly. That's all we do. I knocked 2 teeth out mountain biking. $12,000 for 2 implants. Yikes. I think I'd just leave them out for that. Holy mackerel, $12,000. I'd just leave them out and have a good story. I'd make a better story than that, like some great story. And that'd be way cheaper. Individual implants can be costly. On all 4 is permanent dentures. Because George Costanza, I don't think I would get an implant, though. I just wouldn't, because of the expense, and I just wouldn't bother with it. Like these 3 that I had on, I didn't have anything to do with them. I just got 3 holes in my head. So that's exactly what I did. And that is the cheapest way to do it. The insurance covered the extractions were like $150 a piece. It covered most of that. I ended up paying $40 or $50 total for the whole thing. Is all it really cost after insurance. I have my upper front teeth, permanent teeth fractured in the upper bone. Yikes. Been broken since I was a kid. Hockey pucks or fights. Listen, hockey puck. Something else maybe. I have to get them pulled and implanted someday. Yeah, let's get it. Well, let's head to Cancun. I would do that in January. You could make a vacation out of it. Purr more and hiss less. Wish cats did that. And purr more and bite your feet less. How about that when you walk by and get your foot attacked on a cat you think is asleep? Well, they did an article about driver coaching. Companies now are looking more to coachable people rather than experienced people. How about that? There's questions that some companies ask you, which I just forgot the name of it. But there are a bunch of questions that some companies ask you that I'm going to be doing a video about. And what they're trying to find out is, how coachable are you? They want to know, are you coachable? Really, what they're saying is, hey, will you shut up and tolerate our stupid rules? Well, we have somebody that doesn't drive tell you that you're an idiot. That's basically what they're saying, but that's what companies are looking for now. Job behaviors. That's the thing. You sign up with companies, PAM Transport is one of them, where you sign up and you have to answer a bunch of stupid questions. And I'll be doing a whole video and posting every question that they have on the website. 100 questions you have to answer, and it's a series of 2 statements, and you have to decide which one is better for you. For example, I follow all traffic laws. I do an excellent pre-trip every day. Those are, and you have to decide which one's better, which one more represents you. And there's 100 of these. And when you read through them, they're reworded. Some of them are reworded from other questions. And what they're trying to find out, what I think, and what this article also points to, how easy is it for you to be molded and talked to and to do stuff that they want you to do? Because they don't want you asking questions. They don't like you challenging or saying, why is this happening? That kind of thing. That's pretty good. What is the worst truck stop in the USA? Well, I don't like pilots just because I think they're hard to park in. I don't know the exact worst one, but I try to avoid pilots at all costs. There's people at work say, well, Mark, you should go to Pilot. You get 10 points. I go, but I have to wait an hour to get fuel. And I go, look, if you look at all the successful people in the world, none of them can attribute to their success because they saved pilot points. So, I got $8 this month of points. I mean, that's just not something that you should sit in line and wait so that I can get a few more points at the thing. Dave Johnson drove my night shift with 9 teeth removed early in the afternoon last year. No problem. Yeah, I mean, I did okay in it, right? It hurt, but I finally could feel my mouth after a while. They're loose, but still usable. Been like that for 20 years. Just can't eat apples. Apple sauce, I guess. I wanted a Dale myself. It was a great-looking car. There were a few problems getting it to the market, I bet. Pilot in Ogden, Utah has to be the worst truck stop. Well, yeah, another Pilot, right? Another Pilot. That, you know what? That Pilot in Indy at exit 4 on 465 has got a horrible parking lot. Constantly people getting in accidents and stuff in that Pilot. The ones in West Memphis, most places don't let you park there anymore. It's so bad in West Memphis. Many companies, people have written, Mark, can they do this? Because they'll send a list and say, you can't park in these truck stops. I'm like, yeah, it's their truck. Loves in Ozark, Arkansas has to be up there. All right. Lady Trucker 81, hey, what's happening? Best truck stops are the large ones. The ones with the biggest parking lot that are wide, like Bosselman's and stuff like that out west. Because the place is large. I don't know. That TA in Ontario is pretty big, but the party one, I don't know if that's any kind of great truck stop. Alexander sells all your teeth. Well, you young kids keep all your teeth, of course. Once you get into your extreme upper 30s, your teeth start falling out and have a mind of their own. The Jeep Renegade's a Fiat 500X. Yes, they said, look, we can't sell these as a Fiat. Let's send them to Jeep where we probably also can't sell them. That tiny thing, if you load it up, is $33,000. I'm like, holy mackerel. And it's small. It'll fit into my glove compartment. It's so small. The one in Ogden is really jacked up. Really, what's the problem with the one in Ogden? Is it a bad parking lot like the Pilot at exit 4 on 465 in Indianapolis? You all know what I'm talking about, across from the Mr. Fuel there. Which I like Mr. Fuel because they have angle parking, if nothing else, too. Those are easier, much easier spots to get into at Mr. Fuel than that goofy Pilot where it's small and there's constant accidents and, let's say, working people walking around. When is Crap Company of the Week coming back? Well, we're back with things to consider about companies. I'm trying to take a slightly more positive spin on companies, certainly by getting more positive companies up, so that people have somewhere to go rather than places not to go. That's what I was thinking about that one. Anybody that goes to Canada, eh? I always have to say that. ELD mandate June 12th. The ELD mandate, I thought they already had to have ELDs. What am I thinking? No. June 12th, you're going to have an ELD. They only allow approved ELDs to be used in Canada, and currently, as of this morning, there are no approved ELDs for Canada. And so they commented, would the ELDs in the United States be okay in Canada? At the moment, they are not. Brilliant. So currently, they have a mandate that is impossible to comply with. And if your ELD here is not approved there, it will not be allowed to be used there. You'll have to have an ELD that is approved in Canada if you go to Canada. Isn't that great? Sons of man. My authority is 75 days old, and I got a full inspection at a way station. My luck. All right. You have your own authority? How is that going? Are you rolling along good out there? And are you pulling Amazon trailers? My Kia has a similar wheelbase to a Jeep Renegade. It's like 99 inches or something. It's like the size of my Sonic. It's super tiny, which is okay. But I mean, they put this Trailhawk thing. Once you get into the Trailhawk or like a limited on it, so you can actually get like heated seats, you're into the low 30s. I mean, you can get something a little bit bigger than that, than the 1.3 turbo, for God's sakes. They finally started hiring again after a year. Oh, really? So, all right. So picking it back up. That's good news, though, that they're actually hiring, because employment was down last month. They lost 4,000 jobs, trucking jobs last month. First time in a while that jobs have gone down again, because it was up for a number of months, and it's down. So that is pretty good. Going to start Merle and Carlos. Much love and the best on YouTube. All right, well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Be safe, of course. Entry into Canada with CDL Class A, no DUI. Yeah, I think so, right? No problem. Don't you need that little card, though, right? Passport card. And starting June 12th, ELD. Immigrants are taking over the trucking industry. Ever wonder why? It's an easy job. I mean, these dang immigrants, people that are here legally, I don't have any problem with them working. If you're here in the country legally, you got to work. Be my guest, right? There's room for everybody. That's here legally. Just don't go to Canada. We don't go to Mexico anyway. That's true. I don't know that anybody's crossed that way, although the trucks come this way. There was a Mesilla Valley truck. I just see these all the time. Of course, with people that didn't speak English in it. And it had a Mexico license plate on it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I noted that. I go, because I'm looking at the plate. It's like European style. It's longer plate. And I thought, oh, what do you know about that? They came all the way from Mexico. George Wilson, they want coachable over experience so they don't have to pay proper wages. Oh, absolutely. Look, they want coachable, what they said, coachable. And Halver Lines is one of the places that was in the article. I don't remember who the other one was. Because they don't want you to... They don't want you to ask questions. When they tell you to go do something, they don't want, what about this? They don't want you asking questions. They want you where you'll just listen. You can be coached by somebody that doesn't do your job and take it. Like, I'm not tolerating that. I don't care what they say. If somebody's going to come and tell me something about my job after they watch 15 seconds, because I know that's what they're talking about, 15 seconds of you doing your job, that doesn't do it, and then they're going to try to coach me, and they're going to, well, Mark's not coachable. Well, I'm not listening to this goofball. I don't drive. Why am I going to take any of their advice? Can I go in the accounting department, watch them for 15 seconds, and they go, these numbers should be over here, and this ledger is this way. You're not doing, and they'll be like, what do you know about accounting? Well, I watched you for 15 seconds. I memean, obviously. I mean, come on, it's stupid. These stupid companies. Then they wonder why they can't get people. And it was an article about driver retention. It was because they said, well, those drivers are better retained. Well, yeah, because they're just going to listen to whatever you tell them. The old crap company videos were instant classics. George H.W. Bush, the president, is here. All hail the president. Did anyone ask who you work for? No, no one has yet today. Hey, Fleet Nav Systems, it's good to see you here today. Happy Monday. Fleet Nav Systems, the Geotab experts. How about that? They're all Geotab all the time, as we always know. 24/7 Geotab, because you have to log your whole day. How about that? Pay by the mile load is a crime against humanity. That's good. It's like a crime that the United Nations should investigate, basically. I mean, there's so much of your time that's not paid then. George C. Sands, if Canada wants to be not great about ELDs, we just won't bring the freight here. It'll be exactly like Canada on strike from South Park. They'll starve quickly. Canada doesn't produce much. Well, they have snow. They do some stuff, doo-doo. I understand dances with a pole, darn immigrants. What the heck? Mesilla Valley has its own trucks, double plate Swift as well. Well, they only saw, maybe the other one fell off or something. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this truck, have an out-of-country plate on it? And then nobody spoke English, which is not uncommon. Most good companies don't have coaches. Right. Melton and all, they're not doing that kind of stuff. They shouldn't. Look, it's one thing if you're in an accident or something like that where they're going to say, all right, you get a speeding ticket, that kind of stuff. All right, I get that. And they go, look, you got to just, but this stupid watching you for 15 seconds and then you get coached. Oh, coach, we're going to have our coach talk to you. Here's Devin, our coach. He's 21. and he's got an associate's degree in social work, and he's going to come and coach you. You know, crazy. Dwight, if you ever worked on cars, you'd avoid Northern European like Saab, Volvo, but Fiat is not much better. Well, look, I like Saabs and really like Volvos, but, you know, working on them, there are people that do that for you. And Peugeot, this keeps the mechanic busy. No Amazon requirements make my insurance too high at the moment. Made 50 with Schneider in 13 months and 25 in 75 days, so can't complain. Absolutely. Look, always going on your own, taking a risk is how you get a reward. With risk, there's an up and downside, right? Certainly at Schneider, there's little downside, meaning there aren't weeks where you owe them money or you run out of expenses. So, but because you took a risk, you make more money. Absolutely. That's how it should work. That's America. God bless America. How about that? If you've ever worked on cars, where did I go off to? Oh, here I go. If you need continuous coaching, you're not the type of person for that job. Kelly, that's the thing too. Why are they looking for people that can be coached? What are they, they're saying, oh, well, we want people that can be coached. Why don't you just hire better people to start with? And you won't have to have all these coaches all over the place. It's Mr. Plow. Goodness, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tip my house. I appreciate it very much. Mr. Plow. We're having a new phenomenon down here where semi-drivers are running away from their trucks after an accident. Turns out that some people are sharing pooling CDLs, Texas Trader. It would have to be somebody that's not supposed to be driving it. And I see these in some of these police shows too, where there'll be an accident and then the person runs away. They're either DUI, it's a stolen car, they're not allowed to drive it. Yeah, absolutely. How do you pool a CDL? I mean, would it be like people that look similar to each other and they hand the CDL to somebody else? I mean, I'm serious about that. What do you mean by a pooled CDL? That'd be good. You could split the cost of truck school 3 ways. Hey, Mark, if you get in a car accident, your personal car and your personal insurance, we're not required to report that to the company. I wouldn't imagine it has anything to do with the company. I think you are required to report it. It depends on your company policy. I would probably tell them because they can fire you for tickets. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. If you got a ticket, you'd have to tell them about it. If you got an accident, it's not on your record. No ticket, no talkie. I think that'd be my policy. So if you get a ticket, tell them. Otherwise, no. But that's not a legal opinion. You'll have to contact the local FMCSA field office for a legal opinion on that. Your dealer, see dealer for details. I crossed New Mexico to do a drop and hook going to Utah. How far in New Mexico did you go? How far down there did you get? What is another good company like Yellow Freight that's hiring? Old Dominion. They just put a thing out. I just had it last week. They're hiring 1,200 people at $99,000 for line haul and $78,000 for local work. Home daily on most jobs. Old Dominion. Give them a call. They just put a big thing out about it. So, yes. The worst truck stop was Skelly's I-55 and Route 30 in Plainfield. See, always Chicago. The definition of an immigrant is somebody who lives here because they moved here from another country. Yeah, absolutely, right. Like I always say, if you're here legally, go to work. You got a green card or whatever it is that allows you to be here legally, no problem. Sharing a CDL deserves prison time. Yeah, Culturoso travels, exactly. I can't imagine how a CDL is shared. That test sounds like a specialized version of the MMPI test, whatever that is. What's an MMPI test? This is called Job Behaviors, and it is a company that has many tests, not just for trucking. This is what they do. They develop tests, for pre-employment tests through all different industries. I went to their website. I actually emailed them. I wanted their opinion on this stuff, which they wouldn't email me back, and which they have a contact that didn't contact me back. They ask questions of people, and they're all like this, 2 things, right? I think I drive the speed limit. I fill out my logs properly. And you have to pick the best one of those. Which one is the best one of that? And if you don't score a proper number on the test, you don't get hired. For example, I had one driver who took the test and in 2 hours was contacted by the company that he was applying to and it said, we're not going to move forward beyond this. The first thing's a test, and they said no. And they wouldn't tell him why or anything. It has to be that test. A dope lot. I appreciate that very much. Tip my house. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I will have a video about that, and I'll have all 100 pairs of questions up on the website later this week because I'm going to type them all out because the person sent them to me, but I don't want their information. I'm going to go ahead and type them all out in there and post them for everybody. And you could decide, could you pass the test? I mean, what is better? I run the speed limit. I follow the law. I mean, it's stupid. Let's see. That's don't forget to get your real ID driver's license when you're new. That way you can get into military bases if you need it. Steel horse. Yes, I don't have one. They are giving them out here. My wife has one because her license renewed, and so she got one because she flies all the time too. But right, anytime you can get the real ID, I guess that way you can get into a nuclear power plant. That's correct. The real ID also makes you into a federal courtroom and fly domestically. Right. That is why my wife went and got one, because of her flight to Seattle. They're going to start asking for the real ID. George Costanza, your stance on driver-facing cameras change? Are you going to recommend a company that uses them? Yeah, you look, I'm not saying that Mountain uses them, but they never called me about anything, and I touch my cell a lot. Okay, don't touch yourself a lot. Oh, cell. But the driver-facing camera thing, they're so widespread. It's very difficult to find a good company now that isn't using them. And I think in 5 years, there'll be majority of companies using them. You'll have to go to someplace really small. You have to look up and see, are drivers complaining about it? What do they do about it? That kind of thing. I still don't like them, and I don't think companies should use them. I think a company that needs these, I don't think it's a great place because the camera. I just don't like it. If they're hiring an experienced driver and they're saying, well, we're still going to watch you, we don't trust you, well, then why are you hiring somebody? That's what I think. It's kind of micromanaging people, but, I just don't like them. I don't think they should be in the industry. Let's put it that way. Specialized but not revalidated MMPI, interpreted by someone without a PhD. In other words, not a valid test. Oh, yeah, they don't say these are, certainly this job behaviors test, they never say is like a psychological test or anything. It's just, it's scored. It's got an algorithm. It scores you, and you have to get a certain score to get hired. But the two things, a lot of them, I would say the majority of them, are two things, both of which most drivers do. I fill out my log daily. I check my truck before I leave daily. That'll be a pair of questions. Which one are you supposed to? You're supposed to choose the one in each pair that best describes you. How do you do that? Which one best describes you? People that can be coached work for less. George H.W. Bush. That's correct. They also don't speak up as much when there are problems. And that's what these companies don't want. They don't want you griping with your problems like, oh, fix this leaking trailer. I was there griping at the office at that guy. Well, the driver, I'm like, no, you, because you don't say anything. That's why drivers feel like it's okay to do this, because they know nothing is ever going to happen to them. It's a management problem. And so companies don't want me going in there saying it's their fault, so they would get me coaching, that kind of thing. Alexandra, thank you for that email. Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Trucking journalist, Steel Horse, you're going to have that real ID in order to fly on domestic flights. Yes, that's true. Everybody needs one. Well, if they fly. I don't fly. Okay. And I don't fly. I have flown. Okay, so Mark is afraid to fly. I'll fly. Right? I'm just not going to fly because I find that offensive. I feel like the flight is a private deal between me and the airline. I have just like any other business. I have a deal. I'll give you this much money and you take me somewhere. The government has no business having somebody go through my pockets before I get on the plane. Okay. Companies that wanted to do that, like say Delta does it and Southwest doesn't, well, then you get a choice. It isn't the government's business to do that. So I would drive. Anywhere I go, I would drive. Raul, you're going to hate me for this. I'm back to Swift after bending away for 10 years. So far, so good. Working less, earning more. No, look, I like Swift, right? I haven't said Swift is bad at all. It's a big place, but I think if you find a good fit in there, you can do really good there, and they have a lot of benefits. People put Swift down a lot, and I don't think it's as deserving of, what's happening, what they get in the industry as they get. I'm more talking about a fender bender where the police aren't even involved and just an exchange, like somebody hit me and tear off my bumper. No, there's no notice of that. I mean, even the company, what I'm concerned about is that every year or whenever they go and do a DMV report and pull that up, as long as there's nothing on that, they're not going to Carfax your pickup truck, right? So that wouldn't bother me. That I probably wouldn't tell them. I personally wouldn't tell them. Trucking tips, double super chat. I don't know about that. Double chat day. Still, you are required to report any. That's not required. You're required to report any traffic tickets. You're getting your car in traffic accidents to your company within 30 days. Steel Horse. I agree you would be required to, but what I'm suggesting from a driver point of view is that they'd never find out about it. Can they find out about it? That's what we want to report, things that are on a record. If somebody has an accident on private property or wherever, they just exchange insurance and get it taken care of, there's no official report of it. So the company would never know. And I know they're supposed to do it, but you're risking your job by reporting that kind of thing. They'll put it down as an accident. And that's a problem. I think that's a real problem. For something they don't know about, it's, they just don't know about it. But it's not listed on anything other than my personal car insurance, which they have no way to see. Yeah, you would never tell them about that, of course. That's another reason I wouldn't buy my car insurance from my company, which some companies offer it. There was no ticket. There was no police report. It's not going to be on my license. You're clear. I personally wouldn't report it. You'll have to make your own choice on that. But would I tell them that? No. Mm-mm. Should you? Probably. Your company probably has a policy to report all these things. So should they find out at some point? You probably could be fired. Probably. Just for the not reporting it. Hereward the Watchful. I refuse to drive over the road for the simple fact that they have drivers from Mexico, Canada, who are currently driving deep within the United States, competing for wages. I wouldn't worry as much about Canadians competing for your wages. It's expensive to live in Canada. I'll tell you that. So if anything, they're going to want to raise too. They're going to be like, why do you Americans work for so little? I think so. Because Canada, it's expensive to live there. I haven't seen too many Mexico trucks, at least other than Mesilla Valley, that are here taking wages, really. But I wouldn't worry about Canadians, certainly. Even if there's that rule, there's no way for them to find out and enforce it. That's correct. The only way would be, suddenly one of those cops goes to truck school and then meets you there. Hey, what do you know about weren't you the guy that had that accident or whatever, or your insurance agent or something? Otherwise, no. So would I tell him? No. Should you tell him? Yeah. But will you tell him? Up to you. It's a shame. It's not a shame to work for Swift, George Costanza. If you're happy where you work, don't let anyone stop you. Yeah, it's your life. It's your life. Live it how you want. No, look, I like Swift, right? You get a good deal going wherever you are. If you have a good deal, stay there. Absolutely. No matter what people say. There are people at Western Express making a lot of money. Drive over the road for 3-figure incomes a year. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy to be a 1099 driver, Tommy Cash, ironically. The IRS, where did I go off to here? I lost my spot as usual. Mileage deduction is 57 cents. Whether you drive a big or small car, might as well drive a car for Amazon Flex or something similar. You could drive for Amazon Flex. They have a flat rate. I will tell you, Uber sent me an email the other day that said, hey, Mark, you haven't picked up a passenger in a while. Why don't you just check out our rates? We've increased the rates in town here. So I looked this weekend. They doubled the rate. They doubled the rates in town. They were adding $7 per run, and the average run here when I was doing it in Lafayette was around $7. So that would put you can do 3 an hour. That's $42 an hour to you. Not bad. I would say that's not bad. Now that was a Saturday night. I don't know what it'd be during the day, but I'll tell you what, that is not terrible money. I always tell people you should always be signed up for these services because you never know. Like at Falcon, or Celadon, when a place closes, some people had nothing to do. Boom, you can turn that on immediately and go to work and start making money again. So at least be signed up. But I thought, wow, $40,000 an hour, not bad. Trucking Journeys, Zenith doesn't have a camera at all in the trucks, not even the one that faced the road. However, they do have all the radar systems because that's what Penske buys. There's nothing you can do about it. They come on the trucks. Those aren't as offensive because it's not watching me. I like it because they don't have the things on the Qualcomm where it dings if you go over a certain speed limit. If you're hard braking, if it's a heartbreak event. But they do that here because they trust us. They should. That's why they hire drivers. Trust people to do their job. You should hire people to do their job and let them do it. I don't fly either. Was not given wings, so I should not be flying any other way. All right, that's another reason to do it. Mine is kind of a freedom reason that, it's offensive to me in the United States as a free citizen that I have to go ask the government to let the government let me enter into a contract with a private business. The only thing you don't have to report to your company about your personal vehicle is parking tickets. If it affects your personal insurance, got to tell them. I'm sure you are supposed to tell them. I agree with you about that. The question is, would you tell them? That's my question. What do you think about that ATS? I like ATS. If you talk about the company, yeah, absolutely. Had people go there, did a video about them? Yeah. I like the sliding pay. The Hool is here. Start over. All right, we were talking about European vehicles and how disappointing it is that Peugeot will not be coming to America. So I'll not have a chance to buy a new French vehicle. Very disappointing to me. Steel Horse, they can find out about it if they find out about it by doing your yearly driver qualifications. The form you fill out saying you haven't had any tickets. Well, that's true, but we're talking about, this is good too. So they do an investigation. They run your license every year to see if you've had any tickets. But we're talking about an accident, say at the mall where you're getting ready to go in there to Forever 21, but on private property where no one calls the police, there's no ticket, and everybody just exchanges insurance. That, you run a DMV, that's not on there because there's no official report of it. So that's what I'm suggesting. Before you fill out your thing, or at 29 days, go pull your DMV and see. It's free here in Indiana. I don't know about your state, but you can pull it at any time here. Just go on the website, bingo, click, run my license, boom, you print it out just like that. Of all the things Indiana's advanced about, that's one of them. Similar to the medical psychology test, you abuse more than one drug at a time, right? It's the presumption that you abuse drugs. Yes, exactly. They give you two things to choose from, but both of them are the correct thing. So how do you decide which one to choose? And I think that the one to choose on that test is the official one, meaning something where it's the law, that you're following a law or you're following a policy rather than doing something. I do a pre-trip, I follow the law. I think they're wanting you to say you follow the law because then they know that you'll do what you're told and shut the heck up about it. Rather than doing something on your own. They don't want you to do things on your own. They want you to do what you're told and not give them any grief when they don't do what they're told. Companies, every company, wants us to follow the regulations, all their stupid driver rules, everything else. And then when they do something wrong, oh, that's your problem. We're a company. What can we do about it? They investigate you every year. They would. They pull an MVR, but there'd be nothing on it, is what I'm suggesting. Peugeot is French. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, no. We want Peugeot, some of the finest cars in the world. When I ask them, best country, which country makes the best cars? Boom. Immediately, France. Misspelled horse at Google removed it. PG6, nice. They definitely won't find out because, number one, it's not affecting my insurance. Your insurance is not going to go up. Yeah, that's maybe or maybe not, right? The accident wasn't your fault. Okay, so non-fault accidents doesn't make your insurance. Who's Gary? Who is Gary? Number 2, the police were not involved. No po-po on the scene. So there were no tickets and no report and no official record other than with your insurance, which there's no way for them to find that out about. So, look, in your situation, would I tell them personally? No, I would not. Should you tell them? It's probably in your company manual to tell them. And they do that so that if they ever do find out about it, they can just fire you. But there's really no way for them to find out. There's some stuff that companies just can't know yet. There's some stuff that they just can't know. It's another reason not to link company stuff on your phone because I'm always curious about whether the apps go creeping around in other apps. I have Geico, right? Because I did a call and saved a bunch of money in 15 minutes. But I don't run the Geico app on my phone. Okay, because I don't want insurance going to looking around at other stuff. And so if you had a Geico app and, say, a work app for your log or whatever, can they talk to each other? I don't know. I'm not risking it. And I'm not letting them work in there to go looking around, peeking around the corners and seeing all the things that they can see. I don't want them seeing that stuff. So that's why I think your personal phone should be your phone only for things that you do, nothing having to do with work, and keeping all these other, large places out of it where they don't belong. That's why if you sign up for places, have just a separate email just for that. It's not like they're hard to get. If you mess up and the company gets an invoice, they'll find out, put the company name on there, send the bill to them. Then they would probably fire you. If they did find out and they fired you, that's a problem. I think that would be a real problem. Oh, I found out some stuff that is in the new COVID bill. I'm sure you heard about it. Passed the Senate, going to pass the House. So we've got $86 billion going for pension funds. Let's see, $505 million is going to Central America. That's pretty awesome. $25 million goes to gender equity studies in Pakistan. Yep. A 1.3 billion goes to the military in Egypt. All right. 219.5 million is going to go to Southeast Asia. 224 million will go to racetrack owners to help bolster their businesses and get their businesses back online. 99 million goes to the presidential transition team. Remember, that's our money. The government doesn't have any money. It is all taxpayer money. People also, well, we're getting money from the government. No. The government doesn't have money. It's our money. Don't ever forget that. That's for sure. If you mess up, the company gets an invoice. Is backing over stuff or load shifts require a tow truck and whatnot? If the company calls the tow truck, yeah. I will say this, that I've known many drivers who have, made a mistake and something happens. They maybe get the truck stuck or, even the semi, the work truck or something like that happens. They'll call a tow truck themselves and pay the guy in cash and tell him to shut up. They pay $300 or whatever, and nobody ever knows because you could get fired over that. And it's just kind of, what Dave Ramsey would call stupid tax, and you learn a lesson from it. But people do that, absolutely. What are some advantages that come across the top of your head for living in Indiana? Poor road conditions, so you don't travel as much, which saves you a lot on gas because you're afraid to go out on the highway because you're afraid your car's going to fall apart by all the potholes. So that's one thing. No tax on food. Steel horse. $10 to run your DMV in your state. See, they're hosing you on it. If you were here in Indiana, you'd run your BMV report because it's the Bureau of Motor Vehicles because we have to be different for free anytime you want. You just go online, sign into my BMV. You pay your plates that way too. You just click plates, pay, done, and they send you a tag in the mail. So that stuff's pretty good. They're pretty easy on that. Free DMV reports. No tax on food. It's cheap living compared to a lot of states. We're centrally located. We have several time zones just in one state. That's pretty good. Food for thought. Get flatbed work hauling unfinished structural steel. No tarping required. George Wilson. That'd be really great. I don't like tarping. I didn't like it, and I worked at a company where you had to tarp every load. Brilliant. For a $1,400 check, if that bill would cost us $5,700 a person. Okay, right? Pork bill with kickbacks, depressing. Yeah, it's all our money. Kelter travels no matter what side you're on of it. I personally think that if we have money to give to other countries, we have money to give to people here. They're veterans and, other people that have served that could use that. You'd be better off just handing them money than sending it overseas. We cannot sell people here that there's no money for them. And we can give millions and millions overseas, no matter what it's for. Even though I think some of these are, kind of ridiculous. That money could be spent right here, but it isn't. And that's just how Congress is, but we allow it. We allow it. I'm not going to be too political, but I just thought that was pretty funny in the bill. That $14 check's in the bill too. So, and it will also be in the mail, depending on how much you make. No tarping is required on that load. I wish, right? When I flatbedded at Regal, which is long since closed, every load had to be tarped. Can you imagine tarping every load? Like that load that the person here had, the oversized load, they'd say tarp that load. Absolutely, tarp it. I'm like, but it says no tarping. They said they didn't matter. And other drivers would call you in. If they saw you leaving a place where there'd be a bunch of us lined up, and you left without tarping, they'd call you in from that place. So when you called in that night or the next morning, we had a report that you left without tarping your load. I'm like, oh, you mean that stuff I picked up outside in the snow? There's angle iron that was all rusty that had snow on it? Yeah, I didn't tarp that. Fun and games today. Gas-powered bus caught on the train tracks. I want to link. Yeah, right. Gas-powered bus. It's interesting, gas-powered bus. I guess it depends how you look at that, whether it's a gas-powered bus. Because here, that wouldn't be a big of a deal, as it would be in some countries, I think. Let's see. I'll try to say that again right. Go to Trucking Tips, a YouTube channel. The link's in the description, by the way. And let's talk. Let's go check out the video. There's a couple videos up there now. We did a long interview. We rambled on about many things, not all trucking related. Warp drive, we talked about it, right? Time travel, yep. Cars, Star Trek, you name it. We were there talking about it. Pretty fun. I like doing it. How about that? Take your napkin from the Flying J, write tarp on it, and put it on the load. These drivers, look, this is industry-wide. There's always somebody. And this is the same person that calls you in. You know this person. Remember them in grade school? They were the kid that was the hall monitor. And so if you were running, that person's running, and they go tell the teacher, "Oh, Miss Smith, Mark was running in the halls." Right, and that's the same person. The Mark was 10 seconds late to class. Right, that person is the person that's going to call you in. The crossing guard, when you used to do that, you'd be a crossing guard. Kids used to be crossing guards. For those of you that are younger, they used to have kids do it. It reversed. Now they have 90-year-old people doing it. Matt McClellan is a lease operator. Shipper wants it wrapped and will not pay for it. So my company pays me a company rate. Well, good, I guess. I mean, you should get paid to do it. I mean, I like companies that pay it. I had to tarp every load and didn't get paid anything because it was percentage. Then all these percentage places are always the same. Well, it's in the rate. It's in the percentage rate. We would go, I would leave Chicago, and Chattanooga was 180 and Charlotte was 230. And that was generally my weekend load, and that was how much I got out of it. I don't know what those would pay today, but that's how I would do it. And usually I would do the Chattanooga because I would leave early Sunday, and I'd get down there Sunday afternoon and get a motel, which was only a few miles away. I went to the same motel every week. They had truck parking, and I'd get a room every Sunday night because it was just me then. I wasn't living anywhere, so it was free as the birds fly. Not gasoline, gases, and big gas tanks. Oh, okay. I was going to say, right. Imagine how little the foreigners care about securing their loads because they don't live here. I don't think that's the case. I mean, people everywhere are going to want safety. All right. Certainly don't think that was going to be the case. Foreigners, right? I love that. Foreigners. I grew up on a block, right? And I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, all my best friends are from another country," whatever. But my best friend still to this day is Romanian. Okay. And his parents came here from Romania in the 60s, and his dad became a citizen. At that time, you couldn't have dual citizenship. Romania wouldn't allow it. They said, no, you become a citizen there, you're out here. And he dropped his citizenship there to be an American citizen because he loved this country. And that guy's still alive. He is a grocery bagger. He's in his upper 70s, and he bags groceries still. And I think that's really great. So that is America. That's the American dream, and that's how it works. Modern day Peugeots come with a pretentious computer voice and tobacco sniffer for the mod. Is it the voice like the old Chryslers? That would be perfect if they resurrected that woman. Your door is ajar. Even the car's pretentious and has no reason to be. That's the thing about those cars. Where do you get off? I'd be arguing with the car. What are you talking about? Where do you get off with that? Unless you can produce a croissant in the glove compartment, I'm out of here. Failure to secure loads is not a nationality. It's lazy. Yeah, it's everywhere. Eastern Europeans work hard. Everybody. There's good and bad, right? As the song goes. Oh, you had it out. Fleet Nav Systems. It's good to see you. Have a great week and stay safe. Thanks for being here. Stop hating. I agree. What is going on? They don't like, if they don't like it because you pretend to pay them, so they pretend to work. Well, that is, right. Well, that's everybody. Everybody works just hard enough so they're not fired, and companies pay you just enough so you won't quit. That's how everybody works in that around the world, presumably, right? PlayStation. No, GP Transco's not been on today, so that'll be next week because we're late into the show now. So that's how that is going to go. Because that is a GP that was announced last week, and I didn't say anything because they haven't been in here today. Sometimes they have stuff to do or whatever. I mean, I don't work there, so I don't know what they're doing. But that'll be at a different week. So they said that they would be here to give a PlayStation 4, but they sometimes have stuff to do. Who knows what's going on over there at the moment? They could be playing basketball for all I know. They have a new basketball court at their new headquarters, which I hope to go see. Now that it's getting warmer, I'm going to take a trip up there one of these days and go check the place out and see if I can find a truck up there. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll make arrangements with them. Though I won't just show up because they'll be like, oh, who is this guy? Putting all the money away that they're counting or whatever's going on in there. Who knows what's going on in there? Maybe they won't even be there. They'll be at the truck stop getting their vaccine. They can go right down the street and get the truck stop vaccine. That's going to be really great. And it's the same. Can you imagine? It's like the same needle. Oh, do we have to change those? They're like, oh my gosh. I mean, holy mackerel. Some driver's going to come up in a filthy tank top, flip-flops, shorts in Pennsylvania where it's cold and walk up and want their they're going to clean them with that little swabby thing, the alcohol swab. That's going to be the only clean part on that person. They're like, whoa, underneath there it's like all clean. And that's how we can know a driver got the shot. The court is no good. Oh, really? Oh, I'm not up there. I watched the video of the place when they're building it. It looks pretty nice. What's wrong with the court? Not that I am some kind of big hoops master or whatever. That's basketball talk for people that don't know. I'm going to keep timing people out if we keep being hateful. Yeah, absolutely right. Hall monitors. Yeah, look, the people that tell on you for not tarping and all this other kind of, you're going 1 mile an hour over the speed limit. Every company has these people. They were the hall monitors when they were 10 years old. Mark's running. I'm going to go tell the teacher. That's exactly how it works. You know there's some people like that at your company. At every company, there's always somebody like that. Always somebody. And it's always little stuff. Not like when somebody leaves the tandems, okay, and I can't even find out who it is, okay. I think that is something that somebody should be talked to about when they're not locked. I couldn't lock them. It turns out, and he's like, oh, of course, they're like, oh, well, let's go take a look at this. Like they have any idea what they're talking about. I'm like, all right. Oh, well, okay. They actually called somebody. I found out somebody came out the next day. A mechanic was out there like a couple of hours working on it. I don't know what he did to it, but now apparently they worked after that. So it wasn't just me that I didn't know what I'm doing. They're like, well, did you give it air? Did you slide? I'm like, are you kidding me? You people. I'm like, you people. That's very frustrating too. When they do that to you and you're like, you don't have any idea how to drive. All right. Believe me, if they would have worked, I would have just left. Why would I be doing all this if I could get them to lock? What do you think is going on? He reward the watchful, saying I don't know how to be safe. Everybody can be safe. There's drivers all over the world, certainly. They can do the truck stop shots like they do blood drives. Okay, how does that work? I give blood. Okay, people don't know this. I've given 1.5 gallons of blood or so. It's like 20 pints, 25 pints, something like that. And but here at the blood center. So how does it work at a truck stop? Do they bring a truck in or an RV or something like that? How does that work? Brink's armored, heavy state trucks and trailers, but semis not so much. Have to get a gold card. Too bad I had to work late. I missed the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry. It's half-court basketball. Can work the other half. It's a kitchen. Oh, okay. Well, I don't see any problem with that. In between shots, you can go get a sandwich. I'm terrible at basketball. I'm just jealous. I should have made a racquetball court. Oh, racquetball. I have a racquetball racket around here. I think autocorrect messed up what you were trying to say. Yeah, like we here in glorious Sweden, Galore har inga polare. Oh, that sounds like a Neil Sedaka song. In the middle school, I got into a fight with a hall monitor. I've always been a delinquent, Alexander. I can imagine that you would get started early, and you're getting into fights with hall monitors. I believe that, right? What is a hall monitor? A hall monitor in middle school for me was always a kid in the hall, and he was looking for violations. Usually a boy, okay, looking for violations where you're running or the bell rings and you're not in the door yet. You're just running in the door, and then they write it down, and then they go tell on you because that's how they do it. You still remember when kids used to be hall monitors, extreme upper 30s? Yes, kids used to be hall monitors, and kids were crossing guards. You got a belt, an orange belt, and you were a crossing guard. Absolutely. We didn't have 98-year-old women crossing guards. They were kids on busy roads. Memorial Drive in Calumet City, which is a busy road. There were hall monitors or crossing guards that were kids crossing kids across that street. Hall monitors are on the Bonehead Trucker channel now. Nice. Are they telling on people? And it's nothing big. It's not like people are knifing each other now, I guess. People are shooting each other. It's always you're running or something stupid. Columbo drove a Peugeot. He did. Which one did he have, though? I don't remember which one he had. He did have a Peugeot. His always ran, but you only saw it driving 10 feet. And what's his face? That other guy, the Mentalist? Didn't he have a Citroen? That guy as well? I think so. Michael Muller, trucking journalist, saying I'm a foreigner, and you say I am, but I don't know how to tie myself down. Tie everything down. It's also known as a Blue Falcon, a teacher's pet. Never heard of these. Blue Falcon. A Blue Falcon sounds like a superhero that's going to be like in the next Marvel movie. Introducing the Blue Falcon. I hope you stuffed them into a locker. Hall monitors are more naughty than the average student. I know they did, of course, because the ones that tell on you the most are the ones doing it. That's the same in Congress, same with everybody. The ones who are opposed the most to whatever it is they're opposed to are the ones doing it on the side always. Life South has a bus that does a bus drives. Okay, so a bus comes up, kind of like the Bloodmobile, and which I've seen cruising around here, and goes to a truck stop. All right, that's all right then. Do they get drivers to do it? You should do it, by the way. If you can donate blood, I recommend it. It doesn't take long. You can save a bunch of people's lives with it, and you get free cookies. So pretty good deal all the way around. And if you have an unusual blood type like me at A negative, they're always interested to get your blood, but they'll take it no matter what kind it is. The Germans are the cops there. Brits are chefs. All right, I'll take that. French are the mechanics. It's organized by the Italians. They need to be because they're forever fixing their cars. That's funny, dude. Bonehead truckers. Well, about 79. I need to go watch it, I guess. You pull driving, so you don't think you have to tie down your stuff. Let's see. Tarp loads. Well, you can. Here to take your job. Great. Downside, I'm never here to use the court. I'm never there to use the court. All right. I just saw it in a video. It looked nice. But I don't know anything about basketball, I guess, apparently. The kitchen would be nice, too. Here, if you don't go to class, it's on you. Teacher doesn't want to have the kids not wanting to be there, messing things up. I agree with that. I don't know why they force kids to go that don't want to be there. They just hose it for everybody else. That's for anything, right? Why force people to do stuff? Think Columbo murdered his wife? No. His wife, of course, Catherine Janeway from Voyager on the show. He did not murder her. He's a cop. They're actually dedicated police officers, truancy officers now, but then it was a 10-year-old, same as your grade, or whatever. Do you know all what services Geico offers? Well, they offer any kind of insurance, medical, or I don't know about medical, but homeowners, renters, car insurance, motorcycle insurance, all that kind of stuff. Geico. It's a huge place. Buffett owns it, right? Berkshire Hathaway. Could you do Estes Trucking? Estes LTL company? Probably hard to find out about them. They don't put a lot of information, but I will say people go there and do like it. Blue Falcons are knockoffs of the Blue Parrots. That sounds more like it, right? Let's see. I take load securement and maintenance on my equipment seriously. I wish more people did, as you see from the equipment that I've had this week. If you donate blood, they'll tell you if you're sick and stuff. They tell you if you're sick and stuff. Yeah, they tell you. They do some tests. They give you a cholesterol screening and stuff, all free. So pretty nice. And you get free cookies. Don't forget about that. Blue Falcon is a pejorative term for police and military. Someone's always snitching or ratting you out. Oh, I never heard that called that, to be honest with you. Because now they don't let kids do anything, including tell on each other, I guess. But there were hall monitors, and they would walk around and make sure or the other thing, you had to get a pass to go to the bathroom. So you'd have to ask, and they give you a bathroom pass. Well, then the hall monitor would check your pass. So I don't know if they do that now. Who knows what they do now? I know when you donate blood at the Red Cross over here, they do a lot of that in high schools. And they'll run your blood type you're allowed to or not based on your diseases. Yeah, exactly. So they're still doing that stuff. I recommend it. And it doesn't take you long if they'll let you do it. When I think Superior Autos, I think the French. That's what I think of. When I'm like, what's the best car I could possibly buy? Where can I get myself a French automobile? Because they're known to be the best. My APU has a bad coolant sensor level. I put a paper clip. That's awesome. I wish everything worked as easy as putting a paper clip in there. Don't forget about the Truckers Jamboree on July 8th to 10th. Will Gracie be making an appearance there? I don't think so. She doesn't travel well, and I don't think she would walk on a leash well. So Gracie will not be there, but I will be there. And it's July 8th to 10th. So if you're there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the Jamboree's open all 3 days. That's at the Walcott Truckers Jamboree in Walcott, Iowa. The world's largest truck stop, right? Not sponsored by the Walcott Truckers Jamboree. But I will be out there, certainly, saying hello to everybody. But it's not like they sponsor me. I don't want people to think, oh, the Trucker Jamborees have a mark coming. No. I'll be lucky if they let me in the Jamboree. So, Superior Autos can't go on made in Germany. That would certainly be better than French. Certainly the French, probably not quality, not the highest quality. Can't believe they weren't going to bring Peugeot back after they brought the quality Fiat automobiles here, certainly. It's a good way to say, I'm surprised you didn't hear that when you were in service. No, I never heard Blue Falcon. Never heard about it. We didn't have headsets yet, I guess. We need to upgrade Gracie. The channel has 1.76 million subs. Messy the Mountain Lion is killing it. Dang it. I can't believe it. 1.76 million subs? Holy mackerel. That's what Gracie thinks about that. Yikes. Do you know what day you're going to upload that video about Zenith? Well, it was going to be last Saturday, to be honest with you, but it's going to be later this week. So, no. What day do you like it to come out? Let me ask you that, since you're the force behind it, basically. And probably not tomorrow, but what other day? And Soviet roller wiener Gracie walks Mark on Elise. That's the truth. She bites my feet all the time. I'm trying to figure out what TV I should buy. I don't know what you mean. Can't kill the 82-300 TD Benz. I know. Isn't that pretty? That would be awesome. I wish I could have one of those too. Those are harder and harder to find. I would like an estate version of it, as they say. But what day would you want that? Not Tuesday. How about that? I can put it out like that because I'll have to add the. It's mostly done. I had some issues, so it didn't get out, but we'll get out later this week. So that's. I was thinking Thursday can be some other day. Who's ready to be coached? I saw this video, an article about it, that companies are looking for coachable drivers now. They're looking less at experience and more on coachability. And they're doing this through pre-employment testing where you choose through 100 different questions, 200 choices really, and choose the best 100 for you. I'd like to come out 30 minutes from now. That can't happen. It's not ready for that. But if we can't work that out Thursday, we have some... I'll mark those over to Monday. Oh, yeah, I have a couple other things coming out this week, too, but it's not ready for 30 minutes. It's not ready for prime time, as they say. It's uncut. It's in the uncut version. So it's not ready to drop. There's more insider lingo right there. How about all that stuff? More insider lingo for that. You have to choose between 100 sets of 2 questions, which doesn't make any sense to me. I do all my paperwork, turn in my paperwork on time. I do all my pre-trips at the proper time. Which one is the better choice? I don't know. Well, the question is, how are you supposed to know? Because almost every pair of questions, the majority of the pair, you do both of the things. So that doesn't make any sense. Kelly, if you do come to GPR, you might get lucky and see a chill truck. Yeah, I've only gotten to see one parked, and only because a driver told me he was there. So I would not have seen that. There probably won't. I assume since I'll let them know in advance, they'll clear the yard out for me. And it'll be like 2 white Volvos and, a blue Cascadia or something like that. And that's it. That'll all be in the yard. Even the basketballs won't be teal. Drop it Thursday. There's more words. Thursday. All right, we can do that. I can do Thursday. That would be... That'd be good. They have several places around the country. If people want to check into Zenith, there'll be a video about it later this week. Tell you about the Smithville. They sure don't. They buy really nice trucks, right? Smithville, right? Smith. They do. They have nicer trucks, not like Western. I'm still trying to find out why did that person leave Western. I asked that and didn't see an answer to that. What is the? That's a good question, right? For our Western driver, how many people do stay there? I mean. And what is the excuse or reason that the place gives for the pay? Because the pay is way below industry average. Why is that? Yeah, I have yellow at $677. What about that on stocks? And last week, yellow was $597. And could part of that be the COVID bill? Because their pension plan is getting bailed out, $86 billion towards pension plans from them, mainly them and ABF. So since that's going to get bailed out, they won't have to pay that much into it. So their stock is up almost $1 in 1 week. That's huge on a stock that's $5.97 to go up $1. That's a gigantic jump. That's like almost 13 hectares of a jump. Lady Trucker, I've seen teal GP trucks around Waterloo, Iowa. Oh, yeah, because they are west of the Indiana-Illinois border. They send those trucks west only so that I won't see them. I don't know why. You could smell them for 3 miles and see the smoke for 2 miles behind them. Right. That is true. Some trucks do get exported to Africa because that's the way it works. Let's see, where'd this thing go here? I had, right there. Here's the only place I get to see a teal GP Transco truck, which is right there. I don't normally get to see one. Only saw one parked at a Petro. That's it. Otherwise, I never see them. All the ones I see driving are like some unique truck. I'll see, there's a blue one. And then they're like, we have only 5 of those trucks. I'm like, why do I get to see that one? And I don't see the hundreds of other normally colored trucks, So that doesn't make any sense to me. But that's how they do it. They do that to keep them away from me on purpose. That's what I think. I like the long noses that Smith bought and how the Internationals of Pete's both had leather seats. Yeah, I wish leather seats, but only if they're heated. In the winter, they'd be too cold. So, Roger Moore has a GP truck teal in Pennsylvania. Well, here's the thing. When did you go by Indiana with that truck? A lot of times they have those trucks sneak by Indiana at night. So they'll sneak them here in the dead of night, when I'm sleeping. They're trying to hide them from me. I believe that in their dispatch system, you can geofence, and they geofenced around Lafayette, Indiana, so that the trucks don't get dispatched here if they're teal. Does ABF still pay pensions? Absolutely, because they're in this bailout thing. So $86 billion in pension bailout. So yeah, it was listed there that they're one of the people in the bailout. So it has to be that they're still paying a pension. Absolutely. Because part of this COVID bill, which, as we know, pensions have a lot to do with ending a pandemic, they're spending $86 billion to beef up the pension guarantee corporation and all this other stuff. So, and they said Yellow and ABF would be the major beneficiaries of that. So yeah, absolutely. Smith's going to go all Peterbilts in the next 3 years. Sweet. If you like Pete's. A pig pen. Oh, goodness. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for another great show. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Without everybody, this is nothing, right? Alexander, your truck runs 108 kilometers per hour, but how much is that in freedom units? Yellow froze their hiring. A buddy was supposed to start orientation at the beginning of COVID. They told me they're freezing hiring, and they haven't called back. They're running ads. So tell them to call over there because they are running ads. Yellow is running ads for people to come on. So, and they had a big news article. I think I talked about it a few weeks ago, that they want to hire people all over the country, kind of like Old Dominion. So absolutely. Roger Moore, yesterday evening, right. You snuck by when I was inside. I couldn't see you. And so they sneak you by. All right, go now. They're like, go. They probably have people run out. There's probably somebody spying. Got the glasses looking. All right, he's inside. Get him out of there. You can go. Now you can go. And that's how they do that. Roger Moore, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, look at that thing. Yeah. Any updates on trucking stocks? Yeah, besides the yellow Roadrunner, $298. Look, we should have bought it. It was $295 last week, but $298. I'll tell you what, it's up $1. It's up around $1 from its low. And you say, well, that's only $1. Well, but it was $2. It was $2.01 at one point. And so in a few months, you'd have made 50% on your money. Not bad. Not a stock show, but not bad. 67. Okay, that's 67 freedom units, right? Pretty good. That's faster than a lot of company trucks. Mine actually shows 64 GPS miles an hour, but shows 65. When you talk to them at the shop, of course, there's nothing they can do about it. Oh, well, it's 65. It's 65. Mark, that's all we can do. And that's it. We got to go fix another trailer that somebody brought in or whatever. So they won't do anything about it. So it's 64. There's nothing more you can do about that. And as the tire gets smaller, it'll be less. So not great. This is as good as it's going to get. Who's next to go belly up? Look, I thought Road Runner was going to go. But they've increased their stock. And, so I thought, I don't know who's going to be gone then. Now they said the freight market is crazy, better than it was even last year and before all this happened. And there's plenty of freight. The rates are up. Everybody that's got any kind of refrigerated certainly should be doing great. All the drivers here that have refrigerated should be hauling all the freight that they can haul because that's still all I see going around. And for all of you people that drive for Meyer, sometimes there's a Meyer driver on here, bring more stuff to the store. The store is still It's probably 80% full, but we're still not up to the way it was pre-pandemic. I'm fully stocked here. I still have my 50 roll toilet paper stockade, but you can't get it every week. Disappointing. What company besides ABF and pension off Yellow and ABF offer pensions? Well, any union company, right? So not many, but it'd be a union company. Those are the biggest ones. There's other smaller union companies that you can get into that would have a pension. Sometimes there's a small place that has a pension, but those are the main trucking companies. Anybody else getting a pension out here? I see those every once in a while. Does anybody actually get a pension and salary? I don't know if a pension is worth it, to be honest with you. I mean, you got to work your whole life to get that pension. That's a long time. Smith is considering buying reefers. Oh, really? Let's get into the refrigerator. Yeah, they're a year late on that. What if they'd have had those refrigerated in the summertime? Everybody would have really been rolling. The thing is, are you going to stay at a company that long to get your pension? And I know that it adds up. So if you're there a few years, you might be able to collect it, but you only get a little bit then. Would you stay at a place with a pension long enough to get your pension? And is it worth it? A friend of mine who does not work in a trucking company, but is a union member, his pension is $35 per month for every year that he works at the company. And he's, 30 years or something there. So he's at like $1,000 a month, but he's still got another 10 years to go. So he'll get $1,200 or $1,500, but that's unusual. Most people are not. What if you're there 10 years? You're going to get, $350 a month. Is that worth it? If they're still open, if the pension is still making money. Is that worth staying somewhere just for that kind of money? That's not a lot of money. I think there's better ways to collect money in your later years. Now, if they had a pension, I would certainly sign up for it if it was available. But I don't know if that's worth going somewhere just to get a pension. Smith used to run reefers. Why go back now? Did they run those before? I always saw their black vans. I don't remember them running refrigerated out of that place with their black equipment with their shiny wheels and everything that the rest of us have to look at. And apparently leather seats, but not heated and cooled like some places might give you, right? There are places, so I've heard, that give you heated and cooled leather seats the way that it should be. Apparently, GP Transco has teal trucks and they might be hiring, so I'll give them a call. They always need people over there, right? Look, if you wear it, you should always make it a parrot. There's no reason to walk around and not have a headset on or use your phone when you're driving. I see this still to this day. What are you doing? It is a huge fine, and many companies will terminate you immediately for that if they find out. And remember, that hall monitor, he's going to tell on you, and there are people that will tell on you for it. Dot Foods, they haul food around. Everybody got to eat. That's the main thing. And I like that they have all these different ways to work. 4 on, 4 off, 7 on, 7 off. They have all these different ways, or road, or regional, all kinds of stuff. Call them with your needs. Schuster's throwing out money like I throw out socks that have holes in them. More raises. And people that work there love it. Okay, that's the thing about places. People love it. Fleet Nav Systems was also here today. They're Geotab experts, and they're here all the time. Cash is King Trucking is live constantly. Probably live right now. Trucking Tips. I was on with Trucking Tips. You may want to check that video out. There's a link in the description to Trucking Tips YouTube channel. Go check them out. They're a little bit longer form content, so if you got some time or whatever, we just chit-chat about all kinds of things, not just trucking. How about that? It's not just trucking there, so think about that. Company get big in East Coast, staying the same size. I had a Freightliner tech hook up my truck to check the speed setting. He can't enter the whole numbers. 64.499 and Roger Moore. I thought, so is it not the same as a car? So on a car, you tell the computer how many revolutions is 1 mile for your tire. That's how it works. So is that how it does not work on a truck? So it's a 3,200 or whatever, and that's how it figures it out. Alexander, have a beer on you. All right, thank you very much. A delicious Schlitz coming right up. Schlitz, the best beer, not a sponsor. In the 80s and 90s, Smith used to run reefers, but 2007 they sold it off. Yikes. Schuster is Lady Trucker 81. Schuster's a good company. That's the thing. People that go to Schuster and then write to me love it. They said, I'm treated well. I get good pay and treated well. So if somebody paid you $100 more and treated you horribly, is that worth it? I don't think so. You don't want to be stressed out. Go to a great place that pays good. Roger Penske, in addition to Dot Foods being an excellent place to work, if you ever made it to headquarters in Mount Sterling, I've driven by it, they have an employee store where you can buy damaged and dented. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Then you don't have to steal it out of the truck like normal. That's actually a pretty good idea, doing that kind of stuff. Not bad. I remember when I hauled that orange juice, and you could buy like cases of it, and you would tell them how many you wanted, and every other Friday you just went and picked it up at like a huge discount. So damaged and dented, that's pretty good. I don't have to just get the dented stuff like normal at the Goodwill. Oh, in 2007, these raviolis are still good. I got a call from Joe Musselman. Said they'd hired me out of Dallas. It stayed out 3 weeks. Taking my 30, enjoying the stream. Christopher Murphy. Well, thank you very much for that. But I am going to head out, unfortunately. I'm glad that you're here, though. But it is my time to hit the road, as they say, Jack. And that's how they say it here. Let me see where this go. Oh, don't forget about this. I don't say this enough. I'm an OIDA member, right? I'll see you at the OIDA truck in a month, which we'll talk about more at the beginning of April in Brazil, Indiana. If anybody comes by, they don't know I'm coming. I'm not sponsored. They just happen to be there. Okay, they don't sponsor me or anything. And I'm just going to show up at the truck and hope they don't throw me out and put the dog in there. So at least go in and see the dog. It'll be a blast. We'll talk about that as it comes up. But that's what we're doing here. And then, of course, onto the Walcott Truckers Jamboree. I'll be somewhere places. I plan to show up a couple more places here this year. And just like at truck stops and stuff, I'm just going to show up and say hello to everybody. And hope everybody comes out and says hello back. If not, I will just stand there by myself, I guess. I think I stopped for a second, but I think I'm back on now. Happy Roller Weiner Monday. Yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. Michael Muller was first today, then Misty. Very close. Very close. And Joan Arc passed her test today. Back a new driver on the road. It's good to see you for that. That's awesome. Hopefully we can get you rolling really quick here. Trucking Journeys was here today. I appreciate it. Michael Muller, thank you for being here. Lady Trucker 81, thanks for being here. Alexander, it's good to see you. I'll be opening that Schlitz soon. Schlitz, the best there is, as they say. Roger Moore, thanks for coming in. Dope Law, it's good to have you here. Let's see. Oh, the Hool was here today. I appreciate it. Kelly Patterson, hello there. Misty was here. It's Mr. Plow was here. Where am I going off to? Oh, Chicken Hauler, Texas Trader. Both here today. Culture Rusu Travels. I love it. Thank you for being here. Always the best cars are French, as we all know. Brian Villicus, thank you for being here. Villicans, that's better. That would be better. If I get your name wrong, by the way, anybody, I apologize. I'm not trying to mispronounce names. Sometimes they're just not spelled good to me or whatever. And so you can always send a pronouncer. Trucking with T-Bone, thank you for being here. Wilbon 79 was here. I have to head out to work. Kevin was here. George Wilson. The President, George H.W. Bush, always great to see you. George Costanza was here. Hereford Super Trucker was here. And I'm going to go over here to do this. Don't forget, if this will come up quickly, there it is. Don't forget, it's always Roller Weiner Monday and Taco Tuesday, always just as good. I want to thank everybody for being here, but I'm going to head out to work, and because they make me come in, doggone it. All right. So we'll be back soon with more videos, and that'll be it for today, I guess. Thanks for being here. Be safe, and can we do